with you. Always talking about what you got. Always talking about what you got. Girl, you know that you need to stop.
Attack!
Yes, sir.
Give me some quick other news of the day. Then I'm going to a lot of phone calls that are waiting very patiently. What do you have? Give me a little quickie.
Interesting little study in the Journal of
Give me
Pediatrics.
1 year free tuition. Hey. Yeah.
Really? Cheerleading is really a very dangerous and seriously dangerous sport. I can't emphasize it.
Wow. Yeah, you can't do much.
I guess according to this new journal study, they found that cheerleading-related injuries have doubled since 1990, and in 2002, 23,000 cheerleading injuries to girls between the ages of 5 and 18.
And what about when they're
5
actually
years
cheering?
old?
I mean, it could be really treacherous then, too. Wow. This is nothing we didn't know, though, Terry. They've been talking about cheerleader injuries for many a year now, so it's not exactly breaking news. You're pretty much risking your entire, body structure. Your bones could snap. Your head can crack like an eggshell if you fall off the pyramid in the wrong way. You little buff dude down there, junior in high school, ain't exactly ready to catch you at all times, and that's something you got to be aware of when you set yourself up to be a cheerleader in high school. Okay, we all understand the risks. What else?
But you can also think about, like, your ego when your friends find out you were a male cheerleader in college. I mean, that's going to be so hard. It's going to be
a lot of damage done there.
You're not going to replace it.
But, I mean, 5-year-olds, that's how competitive it's getting and how serious it is.
And all the things your dad had to do to the male administration to get yourself in that college altogether, very damaging to the psyche.
Your dad.
What else? One more quickie, and then back to the phones. What do you got?
I just spit water on that one.
Oh, yeah, some people are into that.
A 37-year-old gentleman built a bungee cord out of 18,500 condoms, and guess what? It worked.
Well, it's about time some condoms worked.
He's been a bungee jumper for 15 years.
Yeah, obviously too much time on his hands.
Yeah.
Very interesting. He actually tried it and jumped himself off a bridge, or what?
Yeah. He made a 100-foot bungee jump using all the condoms. And yes, it worked. He used it and it worked.
Yeah. Okay. 1-866-663-T-MAN is an absolutely free telephone number to call from wherever you're at. 1-866-663-T-MAN. And Tony is on the air. Yes, Tony.
Hey, T-Man.
I just started the segment. I already have to pee. Yes, Tony. Go ahead.
Wow.
Not good.
Hey, I just want to make the comment on the headmaster story that I think your argument about this being a victimless crime is pretty wrong, because you're making the argument that...
Where are the victims? Who suffers?
You're making the argument that it's okay for
Tony?
people in places of power to take advantage of people in places without power. And you're making the argument that VJ is for sale. And I just want to disagree with that.
Well, where are the victims? You said it's not a victimless crime. You're making a point, and I get your point that if you were to abuse your power, that is something that is not something that you see as far as a high quality in a person. But that doesn't mean you've identified who the victims are. Where are the victims?
Well,
I see your point as far as a power abuse situation. But tell me about the victims that you promised me here.
The victims are the people that had to work their ass off to get their kids into that school without
How do they suffer, Tony? How do they suffer? How are they suffering because of this transaction being made?
Because it's lowering the standards for getting into the school.
just with one person, or maybe 5 or 6 or 16 if he makes the offer to a couple other people, it lowers the quality of the school's enrollment to a small degree. And if you want to get nitpicky, fine. It's tough to argue with that. For someone who doesn't deserve to be in the school, to be in the school in that fashion will in some very minute way lower the overall standards of the school as far as the people who truly academically deserve to be there. If you want to get that extreme, you win. But is it really that big a deal if the standards get lowered by one tiny percentage point because one girl's
It's not going to end with one girl.
Mom
It's not going to end.
accepted an offer.
Well, the problem is
It'll continue.
Terry, all we can deal with are the facts. And the facts are, all we know is that he made this offer to one girl's mom.
So far.
Okay? You can say that if he were to make this offer and successfully have it come about, that he's going to make it all the time, and before you know it, all these girls are running through the school whose moms put on the knee pads and laid back at the La Quinta and did all these things to this guy. But you don't know that as fact. All right?
So I don't know that as
here,
fact, but.
You could call it an abuse of power, but if you want to look at it that way, there's no denying it. But you could also say that this man is extending an opportunity to a girl whose mom looks pretty good. I saw a picture of the mom. She's got a real thick booty, Terry. And she is now with an opportunity that she can decline. And if she is a respectable person herself, she probably, after considering it, as the proper parent would, will decline the offer, especially considering this guy's about as crazy as they get. If that happens, I'm going to send this show.
I agree with you. I agree with you, the fact that he's extending the offer that this person probably would never have the opportunity to get. But
you have to agree. There's no
agree.
denying that. She couldn't get in the school otherwise. He's giving her a chance to get her daughter in the school, and this is our only shot.
I agree, but I think it's sad that as a society that women have to do that.
I
think it's sad
women
that
have to do a lot of things, that they have choices. Women have choices. They can decline. Men have choices. The same offer can be made to a man, by the way. He could decide to decline the offer, or he could accept the offer to get his son or daughter into the school. This situation could easily be offered to a man. Nobody likes to think about that proposal, perhaps, amongst the heterosexual community out there, but it could just as easily be offered to a man. I can get your daughter into the school if you start tapping your toe in the stall next to mine. It could just as easily be put there, but don't make it like this whole negotiation world is something new. And don't act like we're all out there holier than thou, as I told you earlier. Let me ask you this question. Here's a scenario for you. A woman out there is at dinner with a guy that she finds very good looking.
Right.
All right? Do you follow me so far?
Jeez. Yes.
Is what? You got a problem with this already?
No. I
what are you talking about? This is so wrong, T-Man.
No, I'm hearing you.
What have I said that bothers you so far? A woman is at dinner with a guy that she finds very attractive.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You know you're going to be put on the spot in a scenario you don't want to answer?
She knows where it's going.
Then we'll just move on.
No, go ahead. I apologize. Just go ahead, finish the scenario out.
Okay, I accept. Anyway, a woman is at dinner with a man she finds to be a good-looking, a handsome, a guy.
Okay.
The dinner's going very well. It's their second date. He is looking all, as I said, good as she likes a guy to look, dressed well, decent manners, better than just about every guy she's ever gone out with, but it doesn't pass decent. Yeah, still decent. Anyway, they have a nice conversation at dinner. She likes the things that come out of his mouth. She likes the way she's being treated. She likes the food that's on the table. She likes all that was ordered. She likes everything about this evening.
Right.
And just before dessert, she's made the decision that she will be having sex with this man. Because let's be honest, it's for the woman to decide. when the sexual intercourse is actually going to transpire. Will it be the first day? Will it be the second day? Will it be the 9th day? Will it be never? The man is ready to go on call, Terry, as we all know in this world of ours, and the woman makes the decision unless the man is a rapist, which makes him a bad guy. We're not going to discuss that. Anyhow, just before dessert arrives, and yes, she gets dessert as well in this fine dinner that he has all put out before her, Terry.
She is costing me a fortune.
Just before dessert arrives, the evening's going so well, she has made the decision that she will be having sexual intercourse with this man in less than 1 hour.
Woo!
They have a nice dessert. They had the creme brulee.
Oh, tasty.
So crispy on top. I love it.
Kind of runs right through it, which could end the prospect of sex right there.
Well, but that's why if I have an hour, I think I'm okay.
I've always had a problem with creme brulee. It makes some serious butt water situation. But anyway, that's beside the point. Most people can handle it. Anyway.
Yeah, that's spicy brulee.
He gets also, I don't know why, I just have some problem with it. Anyway, tiramisu also. He pulls out all the stops.
Love it.
You don't have to share dessert. You don't have to put 2 spoons in one dessert. He's offering tiramisu. He's offering creme brulee. I mean, this evening couldn't be going any better, and he doesn't even have food in his teeth.
Back off, it's mine.
Are you following? Anything else I could throw in the mix as far as making this the perfect dinner situation? Is there anything that a woman needs to make the dinner any better, Terry? Because if I forgot something, remind me of what a woman loves at a nice dinner with a handsome guy.
Oh, geez, good conversation, a little personality, you know.
Thanks for offering something I didn't put in.
Maybe like a little gift
play already, Terry.
like some kind of
What
little
kind of
gift,
gift, though?
Like
Do you get,
I don't know,
what, flowers, a little...
I don't know.
They're just dating.
Something.
Second date. All right. Anyway, so the answer is no. You can't think of anything. Why
Well, no, I mean...
Anyway, T-Man, you missed nothing.
You covered everything. What do you want?
Thank you. And the dessert has been eaten now, and the check comes.
Yeah.
And he turns to her, and he says, your half is $54.40, because I'm going to leave an $8 tip. And she is floored. Are you kidding me? This guy is going to make me pay for half? Unbelievable. This is not the romantic guy, the chivalrous guy. This is not the wonderful guy I thought he was, because even though I'm a modern woman who could pay half of the bill anytime I want, and I'm a working woman, blah, 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 I didn't expect this guy all of a sudden out of nowhere to be asking for half the check to be covered by me.
I would have ordered water.
No reflection.
No
reflection on her as far as where she stands in the world and how modern day a woman this is, but she's kind of bothered by the fact that he has asked her to pay for half the check. So bothered that she now has changed her mind. Sex he will not be getting. That is out of the question.
Wait, say it one more time, T-Man. Sex.
Oh, no. He will not be having with this fine ass.
This fine ass.
She has gone from deciding to have sex with this man because everything was going so well to all of a sudden pulling the ripcord on her decision, and she won't be having any kind of hot, steamy, unbridled, unchartered intercourse of a just violent fashion with this man because everything went so well, because now everything has changed on the flip of a switch, Terry, because of his audacity in asking her to pay for half the bill. My question to you is, in some pseudo sense,
oh, yes,
has this woman just in a pseudo sense prostituted herself in some regard, yes or no, and why? I don't need the why. I don't even need the yes or no. The answer is obviously yes.
Oh, geez, then why even ask me?
Terry, you didn't seem like you wanted to be asked anyway, so I'm taking you out of the mix. I'm taking the pressure off you, so to speak, and I'm going to answer for you on behalf of a man who represents all men while speaking for all women. Of course, the woman in some pseudo sense has just prostituted herself, but that's the reality of the world. That's the way it shakes down. That's the way it is. So don't you look at me all cross-eyed. Don't you look at me all funny-like.
I am.
When
look at the cherry cam. I'm cross-eyed at you.
That when I tell you some pseudo these little scenarios of prostitution go on all the time. Don't you look at me like you're all holier than thou, that you're all above this, above that, when I tell you that this is the way it's been going on for years and years, back to the caveman, ooga booga days. This is the way it always has been. Now, we don't all blatantly prostitute ourselves like street-walking hoes, but we all, in some pseudo-sense, have had a moment or two or 5,700 times where we have prostituted ourselves at times in our lives. So don't make it like you shouldn't even sit back and consider the offer being thrown in your lap by this greasy, disgusting, grotesque school founder who, if you're just tuning in, we've been discussing for too long now, made an offer to some lady who was sounding horrified but was setting him up. I don't know what she was getting out of setting him up. She certainly wasn't getting much out of setting him up. She was helping the police out. But I don't even know what is accomplished by taking this man down. He's not going to be in jail that long. He's not going to pay. He may have to pay some kind of fine, but he probably can afford it. What really was accomplished here when she went to the trouble to put a wire on herself and put a hidden camera in her car, wherever it was set up, to take this founder of this school down, who was making her an offer to get her daughter into a school that she wouldn't ordinarily have been able to pay for? What really was accomplished here? Anyone going to answer this?
Our team on the streets are a safer place now. We can all rest easy.
We can all sleep better at night knowing this guy is off the streets?
That's right. Locked up behind bars where he belongs.
Oh, wow.
Excuse me, and I don't mean to be so blunt, but I'm talking about you.
You talking about what? Houston TV station KTRK videotaped the parking lot rendezvous between a mother who is carrying a hidden camera and school founder Laverne Jordan. He drives her to a nearby La Quinta motel.
For the $300, I would expect maybe we could get together several times, you think?
Several times? What do you mean by several times?
Well, I don't know. You might like what you get.
Imagine his shock when he was later confronted by investigative reporter Wayne Dolcefino.
What were you doing over the La Quinta?
I wasn't doing anything at the La Quinta, sir.
Were you going there to get lucky?
No, absolutely not.
You weren't going there for sex?
No.
Have you ever solicited sex in exchange for waiving fees to your school?
Oh, absolutely not.
Do you think that's the Christian thing to do?
No.
The Parkway Christian School referred Inside Edition to a statement on the school website which says Mr. Laverne Jordan is no longer affiliated in any way with Parkway Christian School. We have forgiven Mr. Jordan for his wrong action.
And so it was. An offer gone awry. Nicole, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Pretty good. What's up?
I want to talk to Mrs. Holier Than Thou, Tari.
Oh, she's here.
Okay, she was complaining about how she was saying it was like damn near immoral. Well, she has to think about a real parent doesn't do what they always want to. They do what they have to.
I understand that. But I said, me personally, that's regardless, knowing even I would much rather sacrifice my child's, supposedly great education and know that there's probably a comparable school that my kid couldn't get into. And I could work something out with.
I would rather sleep around if that's what it takes to put her in a good school than have her in these ghetto schools around here and they're shooting us on the playground all the time. I would do what I have to do to get my child away from there.
Terry, your response to that is?
I said, okay, I understand. That's her.
She understands. Nicole?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the call, baby.
Thanks.
I don't know. I'm not saying, Terry, that Nicole's ultimate decision is the correct one. Because there might be a sense of depression or remorse or something that sets in. As I speculated earlier, maybe you'll lose the ability to look your own daughter in the eye when you pick her up at school, knowing what you did to get her in. But something you got to consider, Terry.
I sure hope you're enjoying that school, kid. I don't know what I've been over backwards to get you in there. All right. I don't want to hear it.
Backwards and sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Henry, you're on the air.
Hey, what's good, T-Man?
What's going on?
I was, again, on the matter of the... Hello?
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you, but try. Go ahead.
Hold on. Hello?
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking on the matter of I was thinking, did she check her other options out before she came with, like, her final decision? What other options did she have as far as getting her daughter into the school?
So you would have conducted a further negotiation with this founder of the school. You want to figure out what else is on the table. It's the American way, Terry, to negotiate. Guy's made an offer, you can make a counter offer. Maybe you can throw in a couple of textbooks. You never know, Terry.
I would say...
Now, I don't know if she explored... I don't think she did explore the rest of her options. She made some kind of connection with the police and a TV station to set this man up, as opposed to really exploring what else she could squeeze out of this guy.
Yeah, I understand. But basically, to me, like, if she's gonna if she's a single mom and she doesn't have a man, she might as well have done it. You feel me? And then her kid.
Yeah. I wouldn't knock her either way. I certainly am not knocking her for the decision she made. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that she's dumb for turning this man's offer down. If it's not in her, then that is perfectly commendable. It is a respectful way of parenting to say, in a sense, well, I could have given you things that you ordinarily wouldn't have been able to have, but I declined to take the low road. There's certainly a lot to be said about that, and I think that is probably the more proper decision. I mean, we could always start selling drugs to get ahead in this world, too, right? But the likelihood is, if you're going to try to be somewhat of a moral person, you decline those situations. You can go up, hold a liquor store up, right? And you can get a lot of cash that you could spend on your kids. But the little man or woman inside you says, you know what, the gun in my hand doesn't feel right, and I don't want to put some innocent liquor store attendant at their wits' end, thinking that I could shoot at any second, so I'm not going to do this. So, yes, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, that this woman declining this man's offer was the improper decision. But she better damn well think about it.
It's not any different than a woman married...
Before she declines. And this man, being the one who makes the offer, isn't the biggest criminal in the history of the world. The man has started a school, the school has become successful, and he's offering opportunities to a nice, thick-ass woman, Terry. Is this guy such a bastard, yes or no?
Yes.
I think Terry went home. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Well, I can't talk because...
Because what?
You make fun of my scratchy voice, so I was trying to...
It's not really scratchy. It's just kind of going away.
Well, I can talk,
you all right?
But I can't. Yeah, yes, I am.
You ever going to get better? You want to get a chest x-ray? What do you need? Do you need a Vicks Vapor Rub? What do you need?
I've already gone to the doctor.
I'll give it to you.
I've already gone to the doctor.
You got medical, and what does the doctor say?
I don't have anything wrong with my chest or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. So. Not yet.
Okay.
Did he do a thorough examination?
Yeah, he did.
Here's some extra vapor rub for you.
Well, then what is the situation? What is causing you from getting better? You've been like this way and getting worse. It's going downhill for all these weeks and now months. What's the story?
Well, it's had its ups and downs, and right now it's at a down. And the doctor said that this season has been an especially bad one.
Yeah, this season's been bad. A lot of people are getting sick, but the people who get sick ultimately get better.
Right.
Isn't it a concern that you've been like 2 months now being sick and you're not getting any better? Isn't that something you should be a little worried about?
Well, every time I start getting better, the next I think I'm on the rise, and then it's that way for about a week or something, and then the next thing you know, it's just one bad day or whatever. So.
Yeah, and that's my point. The fact that you start getting better and then keep getting relapses and getting worse. Is it something to be concerned about? Should we worry about you or no?
Sure, I'll go to the doctor tomorrow. Again.
You gonna go to the doctor tomorrow?
Yeah.
But you already been to the doctor.
I'll go again.
Don't do it for me. You make it like you're... I'm just
saying that I am concerned. No, I'm saying I am concerned, and I already have another doctor's appointment all hooked up. So I am obviously
new doctor
concerned.
Or same doctor?
Same doctor.
Well, what's the point of going to the same doctor?
Because I need a referral to go to an ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Well, you've already been to the doctor who
I went to a regular doctor who did not do... I needed probably an MRI on my throat.
Wow.
To find out if there was something that I need to do.
Oh, jeez. This has been the beginning of the end of a lot of radio careers, Terry.
I know. Maybe so. Maybe it's come to a crashing halt right here.
Wow. would have had to have been moving for it to come to a crashing halt, right?
Well, then I guess it's never moved anywhere.
Wow. No. Fine radio broadcaster, Terry. I mean, geez, you're so touchy these days. I know it's frustrating to have a voice situation, Terry.
No, I'm just... Oh, my God. I can't even joke with you anymore.
Oh, that was a joke?
God,
good one.
Can't play around with you. Sorry.
But being in this business, it is scary to have a throat that hasn't gotten better. I mean, it could be the end. Could have nodules and get
there you go. So be it.
Sawed off.
Yep.
This is the way it's going to end for you, Terry Frey? I thought if it was going to end for you, it was going to be because you sucked or because people hated you.
Well,
it's going to end because of your throat.
That's already...
Check.
Those are already done, right.
Wait on the last one.
You've already checked off on those.
But those will never affect me. I mean, those are things I can control. If people hate you, which they have expressed from time to time, but not to the point that it's really significant as far... And even if it was, I mean, I'll work with you to the day that I decide it's over, but it's never going to be over as long as... Terry, you have a job with me forever.
Okay.
But I can't control it. If this is the way it's going to... This is going to be the way it's going to end? I got to start accepting resumes to find a new partner because of this?
Maybe so.
Are you going to accept resumes?
Wow.
Monster.com.
I never saw this coming. Terry.
Yes?
This could be sad.
It's kind of a sad day right now.
Yeah.
I thought we'd have a Terry Cam party for it. I'm sure Gay would love it. Maybe he would like to step in. I think he's sending in the resume now.
Yeah, I don't see Gay filling your shoes.
Although he likes the style, just not the size.
All right, whatever. I can't control this. Go to the specialist.
Of course.
Fix your nodules.
The T-Man Show.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, allow us to step out now. Terry must go to the doctor so she can have her nodules massaged. Right, Terry?
Oh, I'm doing the same thing after the show, but it's a little different.
We don't need to go to a doctor's office for that, Terry. I don't know why you're wasting money. But anyway, I hope you make a speedy, immediate recovery, Terry.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
I think you'll be fine. I'm not worried.
Well, it is weird. Believe me, I've been wondering what the heck for the last couple of months. So, I'm just
well, ask the doctor. Say, what the heck?
I am. What the heck?
I would like your professional diagnosis to my question. What the heck? All right?
Yes, sir.
And let us know what he says.
All right.
But otherwise, it's really not that noticeable. But anyway.
Sure it's not.
No, it's fine. It's sometimes it's bad, but it's not that noticeable. Anyway, have a great appointment.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I will.
Okay.
You too. Oh, but you don't have one.
Yeah. It's a little awkward.
Oh, sorry.
Is that today, by the way, or no? Do you have an appointment or no?
Yeah,
okay.
Getting it done.
And just don't do so much yapping all day long. My God.
Shut your pie hole. Maybe I'll tell you that.
Can you just restrain the thoughts of a typical woman on a day-to-day basis and just shut your yap for a day, or what? Walk around with the mini chalkboard. If you need to tell your kids anything, just write it down.
The doctor should take a prescription pad and shove it over your face and tape it on there. This is the cure. Shut it.
Here's the diagnosis.
Twice a day with food.
May cause nausea. All right?
All right.
There's my professional opinion.
Okay. Thank you.
Quit screaming at the kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes.
The T-Man Show.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
How are ya?
Good.
Good.
Oh, I forgot to shoot you. I thought I called my 900 number.
What are you doing?
How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
I'm nice. Did you ask? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Oh, good. You sound good.
Yeah.
Yes. What's going on? What's going on in the world?
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Your
actually.
world.
In my
I don't want to
world?
hear about the world yet.
Oh,
your
well,
world. Yes. Everything good?
Everything's great, actually. No
Fam is
complaint.
good.
Everybody's
Fam
good.
fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. I can't believe it that there's nothing chaotic going on. But no, they're all good.
so many people in your family, you think there's got to be chaos in some nook and cranny, some corner, some area of your family.
Pretty much.
But the family is nothing but enjoying peace and harmony.
Right.
Wow.
Got college tests coming up in the next couple of weeks, and that's about it.
Oh, yes. Terry going back to college, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't wait.
Tonight, a pretty big primary. The state of Pennsylvania is on the board, Terry. You excited about that? Do you care? Does anyone care? Does anyone remember that there's even an election this year at this point now? I mean, there's been a nice little gap in time here, right?
Yeah, there has been. You haven't heard anything, although I do have some news about something about the three candidates.
I
know, but yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting.
Big news? Breaking news?
Well, I don't know. It's breaking news. It was just kind of interesting news.
About one of the candidates?
No, about all three of them.
Oh, all right. Well, if it's news for all three of them, that's no fun.
Right.
It's got to be one who's blown it or something.
No. Nothing like that.
No one did a Governor Spitz or anything like that, right?
No, not yet, at least.
Okay.
They're going to wait till they get in office.
Gotta wait till I see how it works, yes.
And then it's like, okay, green light, let's do something really stupid.
Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. 6, 9. Okay, so it's a big election. Earth Day. Is today Earth Day?
Probably.
I think I found out it's Earth Day because I already Googled something this morning and they had the big Earth, kind of
logo symbol thing.
Yeah, they always try to use their Google text to indicate what day it is, and every time it looks weird. I always wonder what the hell they're doing. Then I have to figure it out. They have the big Google letters in an earthy kind of texture.
Sure, and therefore it is
like, what the hell's going on today? Oh, Earth Day, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the lovely little rocks and the little tree and all that, yeah.
We're really supposed to give a crap about that, man? There's so many things you got to worry about.
That's right, being green, man.
Earth Day. Terry, my family, my wife couldn't be more, green
Giddy about green?
If I throw one plastic bottle in the trash, do I get both barrels? Anyway.
Yeah, I bet.
And today is Earth Day. I don't know what Earth Day actually means you're supposed to do, but...
Sure. Well, I'll find out. I'll Google it on Google.
That's not the same as Arbor Day?
No, Arbor Day is just...
It's a tree day, yeah.
It's a tree day.
It's a more specific Earth Day.
Right.
They kind of pin down what part of the Earth they're focusing on, the trees.
Earth Day is just, in general, the whole green thing, recycle, be friendly, Earth,
pretty
organic.
Broad subject day, Earth Day.
I would say yes.
You should probably do that more
Mars
than one
and
day
Venus
a year,
neglected?
I know. Really, you should.
It should be entitled to more than one day. The Earth has been pretty accommodating to us.
I would say yes.
Allowing us free rent, or it's the people that charge the rent, not the Earth itself.
Right.
Unless you're a Native American.
Could get into this.
Or an animal.
That's right. Well, the Earth. We could get into this all morning long, but why don't we step aside? We'll come back. We'll get things started out of these words.
The T-Man Show. Has Lindsay Lohan relapsed? People.com is reporting the actress was seen having cocktails at a New York club. This photo was taken as she left at about 4 a.m. But according to her spokesperson, this one's a rumor. In fact, it's, quote, ridiculous. Lindsay has not relapsed.
And what if it's not a rumor? What if she went out and had a cocktail? Is this the way it's going to be for the rest of her life?
We've talked about this.
Like 21,
and yes.
And every time I hear this, I get just weirded out with how ridiculous this is. She's a 21, 22-year-old girl.
Yes.
21-year-old girl now, I think, is her exact age. Legal to drink at this point in her life, right? Is she 21 now?
Yes.
Let her go out and have a cocktail.
It'd be different if she knew how to control herself, but she does not.
Says who? Says the media?
No, says her.
The media?
She went to rehab, didn't she?
She went to rehab.
I understand she went to rehab. Doesn't mean she's an out-and-out alcoholic.
But if you go to rehab, you're telling the world you have a problem, you should stop drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could have a problem and not be an out-and-out alcoholic. You could have a problem at age 20 and 21 and not have everyone hang over you the rest of your life every time you take a sip of a drink. Please.
But when you go to rehab, it's not to teach you to drink just a couple.
Right. It's not a control issue in rehab. Okay, you can have one.
I understand the thought process behind rehab, and I understand she was going through a little bit of a moment there of some sort. Or who knows, maybe that was even more publicity of a stunt than anything. We don't know is my point, and I don't think we need to hang over Lindsay's shoulder for the rest of her living days wondering if she's going to take a sip of a drink.
But that's what happens.
She can't go out to a club?
She can go out to a club all she wants. But how about you refrain from alcohol? There's plenty of people who actually do it.
Well, they not only got on her for having a cocktail at the club, but they didn't like that she stayed out till 4 a.m.
Now, that part, I don't know why they're being so nitpicky about.
They want her at home playing Scrabble. That's why. And they're going to hang over her shoulder every night of her life and make sure that the world hears about it. If she has a cocktail, it's ridiculous.
Well, the cocktail,
she can have a cocktail.
No, she can't.
She could have 2. She could have 3.
Well, okay.
She shouldn't have more than 3.
Well, she doesn't. Here's the problem. She doesn't know how to stop after one.
Apparently she does, because they're not saying that she had 9 cocktails. They said she was spotted having a cocktail. So apparently she does know how to stop. They didn't highlight that, but that's what I picked up in the subtlety of that story. They noticed her having a cocktail, which implies they didn't notice her having 9, did they?
Well,
they noticed her having a cocktail.
How long?
So she's fine. Clear her out.
How long was she in the club, and how many cocktails prior to them spotting her having the cocktail that they saw her with had she had? And after spotting her with 1 cocktail, how many did they stay on her? No, they moved on to whoever else was in there. How many other cocktails did she have after they spotted her with the first one that they spotted her with prior to?
She had 1, because there are 19 reporters in that club undercover with notepads charting down every time she takes a drink of her cocktail. So if she had more than 1, believe me, it would have been noted. She had 1 cocktail and stayed out till 4 a.m. Can you give Lindsay Lohan a freaking break and let her have a life?
She is having a life.
She can have a cocktail!
She can't. If she wants it to work, she can't.
She can have a cocktail.
All right.
She can, Terry, just because you go to rehab doesn't mean you're necessarily in rehabilitation overall.
Yes, it is.
I want to make sure that's clear. Just because you go to rehab doesn't mean you're in out-and-out rehabilitation mode. You can go to rehab to check yourself and not be in true, quote-unquote, rehabilitation.
I think you'd probably be the only one that would say that.
Yeah.
Is she 20? Well, you know what? I'm the only one who says a lot of things. I'm the only smart one left on the planet, and I believe that. She's truly, officially 21 now, right? So it's legal for her to drink, right or wrong? Is she 21 now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I know a lot of times that she was spotted drinking, she was still 20. What is she right now as we speak? What's her date of birth?
Well, she just had it earlier, and
that's right.
She got out of the rehab and was going to go to Vegas and have the big party at Pure, but they didn't with the vodka and
that was a few months ago, and she was going to have the big So she is officially. I knew I remember her turning 21. I wanted to make sure it was official. Okay, so she's officially 21.
She is.
She's legal to drink.
She is.
Don't hang over her shoulder every day for the rest of her life. Lindsay Lohan can have a cocktail.
So what's with the rehab then? Why did she go to that?
She was having a moment. I said that.
Has Lindsay Lohan relapsed? People.com.
Has she relapsed? The glaring, unnecessary headlines. She had a sip. Has she relapsed? Pull out, please.
So, our famous, why did his name just escape me? The reporter who, tried to do hookers and coke.
Pat O'Brien.
He just went back to rehab, right? Is that the same thing?
No, it's not the same thing, because you're talking about like a 60-year-old fallen down drunk man. All right?
Well, every time he appeared on TV, he looked pretty
There's a big difference between a 60-year-old salty, surly, fallen down drunk man and a 21-year-old who had a little bit of a too fast a rush out of the gate of her partying life. There's a big difference between Pat O'Brien and the stage he's at in life and Lindsay Lohan, who I, as I said, Terry, got a little too quickly out of the starting gate of her partying days. She just needed to check herself, and now she can go on the rest of her life, keeping herself somewhat in check, and as long as she does that, she's going to be fine. But don't tell me the girl can't go out, and don't tell me the girl can't have a couple of drinks. All right?
Has Lindsay Lohan relapsed? People.com is reporting the actress was seen having cocktails at a New York club. This photo was taken as she left at about 4 a.m.
Oh, they're taking photos of her.
Right.
They're hanging on her every word, her every sip, her every movement. David in San Jose is a therapist. He wants to comment on this. Yes, David.
Call me.
Hey, T-Man, how you doing?
How are you, David?
Doing well. I just wanted to go on record by saying, actually, you are correct. I'm a clinical therapist for Santa Clara County Juvenile Probation. I work at the DAD's office, Department of Alcohol and Drug Services. a lot of people are arrested, and it's court ordered for them to go to some of these programs. So you do not have to have a problem. It's just it's a court order.
Yeah, and I bet you a lot of these movie studios and a lot of these places that she's affiliated with, because of the negative headlines about her, said, listen, for PR's purposes, if she's to continue working with us and have a contract with us, we want it to be on the record that she went to rehab, or else we're not going to pay her salary anymore. So whether she had a problem or not at the time may or may not be true. We don't know. But there's a very good likelihood that, as you say, it could be a court order or it could be a movie studio order that she went to rehab just to make everything look right.
Or it could be just because addiction runs in her family, like her father and even her mother have addictive personalities, which we all know is inherited. So it wouldn't be too surprising to know that she could very well have inherited those same addictive qualities.
Possibly. And if she has only been noted over the past few months of going out this one time that I've heard of recently, having one cocktail, it sounds to me like she's doing just fine. So why doesn't everyone relax? Has she fallen off the wagon? What was that headline?
Has she relapsed?
Has she relapsed? David is a clinical therapist, Terry. Did you hear the man?
I do hear the man, and I agree. Yes, I'm sure there are plenty
of...
Didn't his
qualifications sound pretty official to you, Terry?
Do you mind emailing them to me? Because I'm a clinical therapist for juveniles, too.
You're a clinical therapist?
Uh-huh.
Are you just saying that as a joke, or are you being serious?
Well, I mean, he is a caller, and we have had a lot of...
So you're saying you don't believe him?
I'm not saying that I don't believe him,
you're
but
saying he's a liar?
No,
wow.
but...
David the liar is on the line?
You could have plenty of people calling up saying the same thing. However, I do have a tendency to believe him, and it is true. There are plenty of juveniles who are court ordered to go, and even adults court ordered to go to some kind of alcohol rehab type thing as part of. I mean, when you get a DUI or DWI, that is one of the options for you.
Wow. Well, you must have offended David, Terry, because he hung up the line.
Oh, sorry.
Either that or he felt very, very guilty about lying. I'm not sure. But he just kind of rolled it off the tongue, Terry. It didn't sound like he was hesitating giving some bogus qualifications.
That's why
the man well, it didn't sound like you believed him. You accused the man of lying, Terry. You probably insulted the man to the point where he is not going to call back ever again. He'll listen every day. But he won't call back ever again, Terry.
Is he going to be a lurker?
Apologize to David.
Well, okay. Sorry, David. I didn't mean to offend you. I told you I believed you. But
I should really apologize. Jennifer, you're on the air. Hello.
By the way, when it comes to Lindsay, we never heard that it was a court order or anything like that.
Yes, Jennifer. Hello.
Hi.
That's why I'm more inclined to think Terry was a movie studio order. Yes.
Hello?
What now, Jennifer? Yes, you're on the air.
I kind of agree with Terry. You can't put him in a bulk group because, it could be a court order or this or that, but it is a problem for Lindsay because she's sleeping all day. She's getting fired from jobs.
Right.
She's got 2 DUIs. She's hit and running. She's got drugs. I know people.
Translation, she's 21.
Let's see.
Translation is she's 21 in the Hollywood scene. Need I say more? Come on.
Well,
I know, but it is a problem for her. I know people who smoke and drink all day and they hold their life together, but for her, she can't. So, it is a problem for her.
Has she relapsed, Jennifer? Has she?
I think in a year or so we'll be hearing about something major with her again.
Here's a picture of her at 4 a.m. walking out of a club.
Who does
What's
that?
going on with Lindsay?
It's not I don't have a problem with her going to the club and staying out till 4 a.m. There are concerns with the drinking. Yeah, sure, because, she, like this caller said, she has no control. On movie sets and stuff like that where you're still drinking, you can't even go through the day without having alcohol in your system?
What you're saying is it's absolutely proper and appropriate for her to understand that she can't go a day of the rest of her life having a drink. She can't have a cocktail. She can't have any drinks the rest of her life.
That's what you are.
It is.
Right.
That's the way it's going to be. And if she doesn't understand that, she's a real problem child alcoholic, and there's no two ways about it. Is that what you guys are saying? She can't have a cocktail. I say let her have a cocktail. No big deal. You're saying you're wrong. She cannot have a cocktail till her next life. Is that what you guys are on record saying right now?
Yes.
I'm saying you can have as many as you want, just don't go to rehab.
That is
No,
so
I'm saying
overboard.
Take a break.
You can
Take
have
a break.
50
I
a
think
day.
6
Just
months
stay away
is
from
not
rehab.
is not long enough.
I would love to go to rehab that says, we're going to teach you how to have 3 cocktails.
Right,
This
right.
is how we do it, all right?
I mean,
Ready?
either admit, okay, yeah, I have a problem, and I'm not going to rehab,
Either
and I
you're in
will.
or you're out.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to feel sorry for you in rehab.
Right.
She's out of rehab now.
But
She's
she
not
went through
in
she's gone
rehab.
twice, as a matter of fact.
And she did just fine. Wasn't she having sex with girls' boyfriends in the
That's
bathroom
right.
stall? Sounds like she made the most of it. Now she's out. It's been a few months, and this is the first time they've noted her out having a cocktail. Let her have a freaking cocktail. She's 21 years old.
Thank you, rehab, for showing me how to have a cocktail.
Yeah.
It worked.
Kurt, you're on the air.
Yeah, I was just wondering, rehab is rehabilitation, and isn't that the process of putting yourself back together so you can go on with your normal life?
Well, normal life with changes. You take away the negative. You're supposed to get rid of all the negative things that make you act the way you do so that you can live a healthier, cleaner life, right?
Well, who says partying is a negative thing?
Well, okay. When you have
Who says
issues
going out and having
of-
fun, having a couple of cocktails is a negative thing, Terry? If you
When
keep
it
in check.
affects your work
Anything
and
in
your life and
moderation.
your health, then you have issues.
Anything in moderation is okay.
But she doesn't know
Terry.
how to moderate.
She's
she doesn't know what that
moderating.
means.
This to me,
does know how to moderate?
There
this
are plenty
story
of
to
21
me sounds like a
21-year-olds
prime example of her understanding how to moderate, Terry. They did not witness her falling down at 4 a.m. They did not witness her drinking out of a champagne bottle till the bottle was empty. They did not witness her having multiple drink after drink. They noticed her having a drink, and they're already blaring the headlines. Has she relapsed?
Do you realize that
over
plenty
the
of
top.
Do you realize that plenty of drug addicts, especially heroin addicts, and plenty of alcoholics, you won't even know that they are totally wasted, and you can have a great conversation with them?
This is a media-induced problem, and you're buying into it.
I'd have to agree. This is all about the media.
Thank you, Kurt.
Thank
you for understanding. Have a cocktail!
Drink away, Lindsay. I'm not going to feel 1 ounce of sadness if
I'm not
something
telling
bad
her to
happens
drink away, Terry. I'm not saying, hey, all
moderation,
clear,
so drink
away.
I'm good.
I didn't say you got the all clear sign, drink away.
Yes,
Don't
you
get me
did.
wrong. I
In
said, let her have a
moderation, but
cocktail.
drink away.
I think you should say let her have a cocktail right now, Terry. It makes you feel like relieved, and the way I say it, I tend to have these stress relieving sounds sometimes, Terry. And I can tell you right now, all the tension just gets released from your body when you say, let her have a cocktail. It may not be good for your nodules, of course, but that's
right.
just me. We can massage him later. Angry Man. I won't make you do it right now, Terry, but you'll come around. Angry Man, you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. Hey, what that girl Jennifer said is totally wrong, and she sounds like she's fat.
Wow.
Moderation
this is
for a
Angry
rich
Man, Terry.
person. Moderation for a rich person is a lot different. One, Lindsay Lohan can do whatever she wants because it's her own life. It's her own money. Why are they trying to worry about what that girl's doing with her life? I ain't worried about what Jennifer's doing with her fat ass. She sounds
Well, the
fat.
media.
Wow,
The
why
media.
so mean?
No, he's Angry Man, Terry. The
okay.
media has an obsession with Lindsay Lohan. They sell. She sells many a magazine on the airport, magazine shelves on the grocery store, checkout line shelves. They want her to be behaving badly. They're very upset that she has kept everything in check over the past couple of months. So the first whiff at any kind of behavior that may be construed as her having a relapse-like moment, they'll put it in neon, won't they, Angry Man?
Yeah, it don't make no doggone sense. I mean, she's, girl in the United States of America. Our society's already plagued with a lot of things. At least she ain't pregnant like a little Britney Spears sister. Jennifer just needs to worry about her own little self. And
Hey, we ain't got a rehab for that, Terry. Where's the rehab for Jamie Lynn?
Huh? Lady Lohan just trying to sip a cocktail.
She's not a cocktail.
She's trying to drink a little Cristal in the VIP. Jennifer just mad because she can't be up in there.
Angry Man has the visual. He's got the visual all down. He's obsessed with Jennifer, the caller, Terry.
Yeah.
Angry Man, say it for us all. Let her have a cocktail.
Go Barack.
Yes. Okay. That's not what I said to say, but that's fine.
No, he's angry. He does what he wants to do.
Angry Man doesn't take orders.
No.
Mike, you're on the air.
Let her have a cocktail. Barry needs to quit being Judge Judy.
No, I'm not Judge Judy, but Judge
How about
Judy is here.
judgmental? Maybe not Judge Judy, but Judgmental. You ever see that show? Oh, that Judgmental. She's really tough, isn't she?
Oh, I've never seen the man.
Well, it's just a play on words. But anyway, Mike, what did you want to say?
Right.
Well, I gotta say, this is a young
Terry's
girl,
ripping calls this
21
morning.
years old.
Doesn't believe anyone.
She just needs somebody to kick it with her at the club and teach her how to limit herself to a couple cocktails.
Sounds like she's off to a good start to me. That's what I'm hearing from this news story. Believe me, they were charting. They had a big graph in front of them charting her every sip. And if she, according to the record, only had a cocktail, it sounds to me like she's got everything under control.
Has Lindsay Lohan relapsed? People.com is reporting the actress was seen having cocktails at a New York club.
Oh, okay, cocktails.
This photo was taken as she left at about 4 a.m. But according to her spokesperson, this one's a rumor. In fact, it's, quote, ridiculous. Lindsay has not relapsed.
Have a couple of cocktails.
That's a couple. Lindsay Lohan was seen doing meth in the bathroom. Let her have a little meth.
Now, meth is not exactly the most social kind of situation.
It depends on what kind of party you're at, really.
You don't see two people in the bar enjoying a little meth and having a nice conversation.
Yeah, do you scratch your arms often? I do, yes, actually.
I'm a little itchy now. Got anything down
That's funny, I am too. We have a lot in common. What's your sign?
Well, I'm a Capricorn, and you?
Kurt, real quick, while these two hit it off so well.
I got
what do you got, Kurt?
Pint.
I just want to say rehab's supposed to teach you how to control your urges, not just stop them.
So,
I mean,
and it sounds to me like they've done a decent job so far.
Cocktail.
Everyone flipping their lid because she had a couple of cocktails. It sounds to me like over the past couple of months she's been a pretty in-control woman because they have her staked out everywhere she goes. Trust me on that.
Yeah, they ain't following me everywhere I go, but if they did, I'd probably be in rehab too.
Magazine sales are down since Lindsay Lohan's problems have been curbed. You think they like that? Answer me!
The T-Man Show. Is Madonna seeing a younger man? That is real.
Oh, really?
He is Justin Timberlake, her co-star in the video of 4 Minutes. The song just went to #1 in the UK 23 years after Madonna's first hit there.
Man, they made that the #1 song in...
over in Europe, yeah.
Over in England or what?
Yeah.
That's the deal?
I don't think they're known for their music taste.
I like the cut, but I don't see it as a #1 song. Vinnie the Pooh, is that song doesn't work in the clubs really, does it, or what? People, you don't play it, do you, or what?
It doesn't
play a little bit here and there.
I play a little bit.
Seconds.
I let it breathe for about a minute.
Oh wow! It's like talking about
breathe.
a fine wine.
That's a minute.
Lets it
We're done.
breathe for like a minute.
And then,
very interesting club jargon.
And then I'm out. I think that song situation for me is like, I think the beat is better than the song. You know?
So once they start singing, it's over.
Yeah, I'm out. Like, oh, Justin Timberlake. Oh, who is that? No. And then they're out. And then I'm out. So.
I really love the way you put it, though. Very classy sounding.
I'm glad
you let it breathe for a minute, and then you move on.
Yep. Got to keep it going.
Kind of like I do with my feet at night, Terry.
Wow.
So wonderful. All right, so what's the biggest song in the clubs right now? Right now as we speak. This past weekend when you were tearing it up. Yes. Oh, yes. It'll never go away. It'll never die. Loved by all the heterosexual men in the world.
Man.
Come on, you don't know the biggest cut in the club?
It's like a plethora. It's this little run I do. It's this little run that...
So there's no one song that stands out right now? There's no... There's no one cut that just fires it off like crazy?
There's this one joint, the new Lil Wayne. It's probably, if I were to say...
And that's like the #1 song right now in America.
I would say, yeah, that one, yes. Lollipop.
So not only is that #1 in the clubs, I think that's #1 on like the charts right now.
I would have to look, but yeah, if it's not yet, yeah.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
I love
Lil Wayne's. Okay, so that's where it's at.
I think that's where it's at, yeah.
All right. Man, I shouldn't have to wrestle with you to get the information out.
Like I said,
have it at the tip of your fingers.
It's a little set that I do. That's all like.
You should literally have it on the tip of your fingers. You were in the club all weekend, right or wrong? You're in the club all weekend, every weekend. You should know what the biggest cut is at all times.
But he just pushes a button on his computer.
Someone asks you the question, bam, you should have the answer.
You get paid lots of money to do that.
Terry taking a shot.
Yeah, that's okay. Let her do it.
Terry taking a shot at the lack of skills necessary to be a club
Why doesn't
DJ
have it on
these days.
top? He's not used to it.
Wow. You're a button pusher.
All he does is click the mouse, Terry. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
Okay.
It's already preset in.
Preset in.
Well, maybe
this is coming from a woman that wants me to mix her something, by the way. But
maybe
I do.
That's right.
Terry, in your face.
So she'll
but I am paying him for it, by the way.
For real? How much you paying me, Terry?
Oh, boy.
Whatever.
No, go ahead. Say
$30
$30.
She insulted you on the air.
All right, then never mind.
She asked you to make her CD.
I won't. I asked, and no, that's fine. I understand.
No.
I thought work and that was separate, but I guess not.
She asked you to make her a mix CD?
Yeah, I did.
She asked you to make it.
And I told him, I said, I don't know if it's possible. I'll provide the CDs. I'll even pay you for your time.
Oh, easy. We get it.
But that's cool.
You got
I'm
caught,
good.
Terry.
Oh my God.
You
No, I'm
knocked
good.
You knocked the guy's skills. But then off the air, you ask him if he can make you a CD. Something not right about that.
No, that's cool.
How about Vinnie the Pooh throwing under the?
I got somebody else.
Throwing her under the bus like that. Well, you had to, Vinnie the Pooh, because she was discrediting you on the air.
It's love. It's Earth Day.
It is Earth Day.
I'm showing love all day long.
She's saying your skills on that mouse are so all over it.
I'm a button pusher.
She went to a club the other day. The guy was so bad on his mouse. I mean, he just didn't have any technique whatsoever. She's knocking your skills, Vinnie the Pooh, and the need for skills by a club DJ. She's saying all it is a mouse click.
No.
What are you saying, Terry?
What are you saying?
Mouse click. I said it like I just said it.
See, I'm right.
It's a
That is
mouse
what you
click.
say.
Yeah. I don't think there's
mouse.
any Okay, on your Apple, you just,
okay.
On your MacBook, no big deal.
Show me how it's done, Terry.
I don't know. Just like that. Just like it is on mine.
You're a professional.
So you're saying Terry can't just
So you're
learn
going to
this-
tell me everything's still vinyl.
Here we go.
Everything's still vinyl. We haven't
If you say
gotten
so.
up to the technology thing, up to speed with technology. A lot of club DJs don't actually download their mixes when,
How is that
to make it a little bit
How is
easier.
that mouse clicking? You still got to put them together, don't you?
But you're not doing it live like back in the old days, right?
I'm not doing it live. What am I doing up there for 4 hours a night then?
You're not mixing actual vinyl on two turntables live.
Hold on.
That's what I'm asking.
What is this right here, Terry Frank? What is this?
Oh my gosh.
What is this?
That's your genitalia.
I understand that.
This could become X-rated very quickly.
That's what
Where are his hands, Terry? Where are his hands?
Vinny, that's what I'm asking you. So in the clubs, you don't take your MacBook and you're not.
Jesus Christ.
You do it live,
assistance
right?
from his MacBook, Terry, but it's not like
That's just where I hold my music.
Okay.
I still got to put them together with these two little vinyls, actually, right
I
here.
understand that. All right,
Well,
then.
that's not what you just said. It's Earth Day, Terry.
If anything, Vinnie the Pooh, is club DJing more sophisticated now than ever?
Oh, yeah.
Terry wants to say that in the old days, they really had to sweat. They had to work hard.
Of course.
They had the one earpiece to their ear while trying to get the next vinyl out of their crate. I mean, she says they worked a lot harder back in the day 20 years ago than the convenience of technology allows it to be now. I'm wondering if it's more sophisticated and technology's advances just make it that much more of a sophistication kind of operation now than it was back in the past. I mean, maybe you don't sweat and you don't have to reach with needing 8 arms at once to do this, that, and the other thing, but it's still very high tech and very involved. Am I right, Vinnie the Pooh, or what?
It's crazy. The program that we use now, it just allows you to be so much more creative. In the time that you would be digging in your crates, you can spend, working a crowd more.
And Terry just doesn't appreciate that, does she?
I guess not. No.
Gives Vinnie the Pooh time to drink like a fish, Terry, and work the crowd.
Get up on that barrel and work it.
And get up on that barrel and work it.
Go
Exactly.
ahead. Woo. Oh, yeah.
Salty.
Work it.
Get up on that barrel, Vinnie.
I know.
Come on,
I'm
Vinny.
getting up there.
Get up there and work
I'm
it.
so running across the dance floor right now.
Louder!
Oh, yeah. Mix it. Be creative, big boy. With your your skinny ass self working.
You just lost your free CD, Terry.
You are out.
It wasn't free, by the way.
He wouldn't have charged you for making you a CD, Terry.
I offered him money. I offered him money.
You know he's not going to charge you, though. He was going to make you a free CD. You might have offered whatever, but you weren't really serious.
Actually, I would pay him.
You knew he wouldn't take the money.
He would, but that's cool. I'm all over it. I understand. Didn't mean to offend him. Whatever, and I'm good with it. I'll utilize somebody else.
If you made her that CD, would you have taken the money?
She asked me. I was like, sure, of course. I'm here for that.
Did she give you a list of what you wanted on that CD?
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
I'm gonna need a little white snake. I need some
I got it. Don't worry about it.
I couldn't accept money from Terry.
Oh, little Bryan Adams, yes. What's mixed CD doesn't need a little Bryan Adams? Anyway, so she gave you a real hardcore little piece of paper that included songs in a list that she wanted on that CD. Is that right, or she just told you?
It was like it was like an email, but
she sent you an email with what she wanted on the CD.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. No, Terry's not out of line for doing that.
No,
Terry knows that you have access to that, but it's out of line to send you that email, have you doing that work for her, and then ripping your skills on the air.
I mean,
that's out of line.
A little bit, but
And Terry may come to you off the air and be like, "Oh, it's all for the show, blah blah blah, blah blah blah." But the reality is, I don't believe it. Terry loves ripping you and gets some kind of charge out of doing it.
I don't know.
It stems from some little sexual tensions maybe you two got going on between each other. I don't know what it's from. But don't accept when she comes up to you like maybe during this break or after the show and says, it wasn't that cool what we did on the air. Don't buy it.
Oh, no.
Terry's hoping you can mix that down to 8-track for her at some point, if that's possible.
Gotcha.
Maybe on a cassette, if that's cool.
Terry's not out of line for asking you if Terry had some skill that you were needing desperately. I'm sure that you couldn't get just anywhere. I'm sure you would approach her and ask her to do you a little favor, right or wrong, Vinnie the Pooh, right?
If I needed a kid or a...
Wow!
I'd ask.
Can you show me how to get pregnant real quick, please? You're really good at it. Man.
No, I'd ask, though.
Show me how to have a kid.
So you're saying Terry's primary skill in this world, aside from being one of the top female broadcasters on the planet right now, in the radio business,
on Earth Day,
you're saying what supersedes that is her ability to bear children.
Bear children, yes. It comes easy for her.
If he needed a kid, Terry, he'd come running to you. But he then
I would not give him one.
You've never heard him knock your kid-making skills on the air
at all.
Plenty of other guys, not him.
Just so it's clear, Vinnie the Pooh, she ain't giving you one.
I ain't giving you one.
Thank God I don't want one.
Emily, you're on the air. Hello. Emily, can you hear me? Emily? Is Emily there? It sounds like she's there. Emily, last chance. Fail warning. Give me a quick story. Give me a quick story, Terry, then I'll go back to the phone and make sure everything's all right.
Well, since it is, we're doing a primary theme a little bit this morning, although we haven't really gotten into it. Maybe this will help us.
Well, we haven't. I mentioned earlier we've gotten into it a little bit. We haven't had a primary in it seems like 2 months or something like that. Where have the primaries gone? Today's a big primary day. Yes,
it is a big primary day.
The state of Pennsylvania is up for grabs. Democratic primary, Barack against Hillary one more time. Let's take off the gloves and see what's going on there. And,
wow, yeah.
And, yes, as we get closer to the big election in November, it just seems like it's gone away. What happened?
Yeah, it did get kind of quiet, and then...
Nothing's been decided. It's still up for grabs between Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Is that right? I mean, Barack has a leg up, but
yeah. They were saying yesterday in the news that if the election was like yesterday or whatever, it would have been Barack. But
but Hillary's trying to make a late charge here. If she wins Pennsylvania, things could change, but he's out in front clearly right now. Okay, what's on your little plate there in the mode of Primary Tuesday.
This, when I read the news story, I was like pretty surprised. But all three of the presidential candidates actually appeared on Monday Night Raw, WWE's Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton was Hillrod and talked about how the, quote, last man standing might be a woman.
Oh, jeez. Well, that is kind of an interesting play on words. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She'll be the last man standing when it's all said and done?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she's the most manly of the three. That's for sure, Terry. So I see her point there. The last man standing when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, is going to be Hillrod?
Hillrod. Go ahead home. Yes.
And what did McCain? McCain appeared on Monday Night Raw, too?
Yes, he did. He was the McCainiacs, like the Hulkamaniacs. Yeah. Okay.
The McCainiacs.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I think I've seen it all now.
Yeah, that's what he called all his supporters.
The McCainiacs?
Yes.
A little takeoff on Hulkamaniacs?
Yeah.
Got it. And Barack Obama did what? What did Barack
his was, quote, can you smell what Barack is cooking?
Not bad, actually.
Well, he had the most built-in line set up for him with his name being Barack Obama. That just, that's the best of the three, Terry, but he had an easier shot at it because it's just pretty easy to figure out where he should go in the world of wrestling, Terry. Can you smell what Barack is cooking is just laid up on a play? You know, it's like throwing up a softball to him, Terry. It's set up perfectly for him.
Oh, if you're talking softballs, Hillary loves it.
Because what is Hillrod? What is that supposed to be? Again, McCain is McCainiacs. Barack is, can you smell what Barack is cooking? What is Hillrod? Who in wrestling right now is, I mean, I know A-Rod. What's Hillrod? Is it like Hot Rod from back in the day? Roddy Piper or what?
I think she just got nothing.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing for her to go with.
Yeah.
So, well, Roddy Piper was a pretty big name in wrestling back in the day. Maybe not as big as Hulk Hogan, but pretty big in his own right. And all right, Hillrod is the best she had as far as the writers of the WWE are concerned. But they all made an appearance.
Yes.
And all the wrestling fans cared about is where's the wrestling at?
Yeah.
Did they dress up and stuff? Like,
well, actually,
please tell me McCain didn't try to rip his shirt off and then threw his shoulder out of his socket or something.
Well, he did, you know. He vowed to, quote, introduce Osama bin Laden to The Undertaker.
Oh, geez.
Who did?
John McCain.
Yeah, if we could find him, that'd be nice.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, they actually did this through pre-taped messages, so...
Yes, I didn't think they came running out of the tunnel thing.
The tunnel.
Awesome.
I didn't think
spandex looking great.
Yeah, I didn't picture them running into the ring and Hillary busting a chair over Barack's head. I didn't kind of see that happening, so I assumed it was a taped message, yes. But thanks for clarifying. Emily, are you there now or what? Is our phones working here? What's the story? Emily, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, what's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Well, I wanted to talk to Terry about yesterday. She seemed pretty pissed off, like she was going to leave the show. I want to know if she's going to leave you, T-Man.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Terry, you leaving me?
Not that I'm aware of. Why?
Because Terry, you are the show, man.
Oh, wow, Emily.
I'm telling you, well, T-Man, yeah, you are the show, but he needs someone to argue with.
I'll figure out who the show is already.
I know.
T-Man, you're the show, but Terry's the show.
But now that I think about it, I think Vinny's the show, really.
Yeah, Vinny's the show.
Definitely Vinny's the show.
Terry's the show. Listen,
well,
Terry,
you know, a lot of you guys got your good one-liners, but the only person that argues with you, T-Man, is frickin' Terry.
Well, frickin' Terry ain't going anywhere. All right? Terry's got to get a permission slip to go anywhere.
Why were you so pissed off yesterday, Terry?
Well, I kind of work with a couple guys that kind of get on my nerves.
Wow. You can understand
at
that.
Times.
So one of us doesn't.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that I could get on anyone's nerves, but
I know,
Terry says so. I got to take her word for it. I got on Terry's nerves a little bit yesterday. She got a little agitated with me. It's not going to be the last time. It certainly wasn't the first time.
Definitely not the first. You, really push it.
Oh, I don't push it. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, when it comes down to it, Terry is, I am Terry's longest relationship in life. Isn't that hard to believe?
Vice versa. Same with you.
Yes, even though I have a wife and all that stuff, and I've had girlfriends before, I have never had a longer relationship outside of mommy and daddy than Terry B. Free.
Yeah, I know.
Terry's had a longer one with lukewarm White Zinfandel, but that doesn't really count.
Wow.
So as tough times as a particular show may sound, when it comes down to it, we're going home at night and making love, and that's just the way it's got to be.
Wow. Wow.
All right, so don't worry about anything. Terry ain't going anywhere. All right?
All right.
We're all good. We're all good.
Terry's
Thanks for being concerned.
A lifetime contract times 2.
Oh.
Wow, so she gets reincarnated as a seagull? She can work here?
My contract's up at the end of the year, so you do the math. So anyway.
Wow. Hey, Terry, self, what do you got?
The Terry Free Show will begin on January 1st.
Wow!
All right. So there it is.
Jeez.
Al State.
What's
morning
going on,
you,
everybody? Good
How are
morning.
you, my friend? It's nice to talk to you, sir. Good morning
Albert
to you.
J is in the house.
Oh, Albert Jason State, I'm glad you phoned in this morning. And what is on your mind today, my friend?
Well, T-Man, I took a job. You know what I'm saying? I settled into the job.
He's succumbed to the man, Terry.
Yeah, he is.
I work. I can't disclose the company I'm working for now, but I'm working out in Concord, so the money's good.
He doesn't want everyone to bombard him at work. He doesn't want everyone to come racing down, wanting to see him in action, Terry. Right. So he has advice from counsel and his handlers to not reveal where he's going to be working on a day-to-day basis, or the frenzy will begin. But he is confirming that he is no longer just hanging out and letting it roll like he was for the past number of months.
420 every day. I had to give it up. So
whoa, okay.
It's almost like you succumbing a little bit, Albert Jason State. Why did you feel the drastic need to become part of the workforce of America again?
Well, Pops had to talk with me about certain things in life.
Your dad has to come talk to you and reason with you to get a job? You're a 40-year-old man, Al.
Well, he don't. I love my pops, but my pops is really he's ill. He has cancer, so he's on his way out the door.
Wow, that's sensitive.
How old are you? How old are you right now?
39. I'll be 40 in July.
All right.
He still needs his dad to reason with him, even on his deathbed, Terry.
Uh-oh, Hotshot's having an issue with the whole age thing.
He said that last year, too.
T-Man, both my mom and my dad are really ill.
Well, Al,
I'm the oldest son.
If I may interrupt you for a second, we've only known you for a couple of years, but we are starting to notice that you don't seem to age. Every time we've talked to you, you stay around the same age. Are you the kind of guy who stopped counting at 39, Al, or what?
Who, what?
We're wondering if you're fair, if you're accurate in giving your age, your true age.
I'm fair and accurate with the age, 39.
Because 2 years ago, when we first came in contact with you, you were 39. Now, I'm not a math whiz.
I was born in 1968. You do the math.
He's got it down. Don't worry.
Yeah, you do the math.
He's got his routine down.
Nah, you do the math, T-Man. I graduated in 1986. That's why I feel what Terry was saying about
college,
DJs. You know what I'm saying? In the record.
Okay. So you are with Terry.
Well, thank you, Al.
All right, whatever. All right, so you got a job and you're happy and you're making money now again. Everything's good, right, Al?
I'm not happy.
Oh, okay. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No one wants to get up and go to work in the morning.
Don't you dare suggest I'm happy, T-Man. What's wrong with you?
I know.
I'm sorry to assume that you might have a little happiness in your life there, Albert Jason.
Stop.
But it sounds like you're making some positive progress in some areas, right, or no? All negative or what?
Yeah,
you sound pretty down.
It's all for my daughter.
That's good.
It's all for her.
There it is.
All for her.
That's good.
So you're unhappy, but you're sacrificing your happiness for her,
He's
right?
passing on the happiness to the daughter, even if it makes him miserable, Terry.
I have to. Every single parent out there take a lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good, Al. All right, take care. There you go.
Sounds good.
That's Albert Jason Estate.
Yeah, it
checking
is.
in on his way to work.
Yeah.
Putting in a hard day, all to benefit his daughter.
There you go.
What a selfless man, Terry.
Yes.
And a damn good thing he didn't tell everyone where he's working, or everyone would be rerouting their cars to head over to see Al in action.
Last name State. First name Al. I'm trying to reach in, please.
And the first thing you'd notice is he ain't a day under 46, and there's no two ways about it.
And here are Mr. and Mrs. Eli Manning.
Oh,
the New York Giants quarterback and Super Bowl hero tied the knot with college sweetheart Abby McGraw Saturday in Mexico.
Big dumb Okie, let me tell you right now.
Come on.
Could have had the funnest days in, like, the history of mankind, basically, Terry. Good-looking enough guy, just won the Super Bowl, was the MVP of the Super Bowl, 26-year-old guy, named most valuable player of the biggest watched sporting event in the history of mankind, and what does he do a month or two later? Goes out and gets married! Man, give your life to someone who knows how to live it. Hand your life over to someone who knows how to live it right, would you please? Is that too much to ask, that somebody could take advantage of his life the way it should be lived, Terry?
Well, I think that this is how he likes his life to be lived.
Well, if he
He's
wants
just
to be
one
a
of
nice,
those guys.
If you're the type of guy who likes to be a nice, settled guy and wants to be an adult before your time and wants to eliminate the most fun time of your life, well, then hand over your life to someone who knows how to live it. Is that too much to ask? Because I'll tell you right now, and this is going to be probably a rattling statement to some people. Marriage is, there's a time, I've said this numerous times, a place to get married, and even these days, Terry, when the divorce rate is over 50%, and people are wondering about the whole union of marriage altogether, it can be very easily a very unnatural, unsettling kind of situation a lot of times, and but there still is the right time to get married, but not in anyone's 20s, and I've made that very clear because of this reason. Don't deny yourself the funnest time of your life, which is your 20s. And you're saying, well, why are you saying marriage isn't the funnest time? Well, marriage could be the nicest time of your life, having a wife or a husband and kids. That's nice. The nicest time of your life. It may even be the best time of your life. All right? It should be. It should ultimately be the best time of your life if it's right and you're going to live to old age together and happily ever after and all that crap. But
Wow, and all that crap now.
But I'll tell you this. No matter how great a person's marriage is, you could have the greatest marriage in the history of the marital world. You could have the greatest marriage in the history of man-womankind, Terry. It ain't going to be the funnest time of your life, I guarantee you that. The funnest time of your life is your 20s when you're single. Okay?
Okay.
And that is a fact. Now, I don't want to hear anyone call me up saying, T-Man, I'm married, I'm having the funnest time of my life. Don't even bother me. All right? Shut up.
Okay.
Maybe the nicest time. It may be the best time of your life. Isn't that that's a bigger statement than the funnest time?
Sure.
The best beats out the funnest, right? But I'm a man, Terry, and I hope I speak for everyone. I usually tend to do that, and I do it so well. I'm a man who wants it all. Why shouldn't we have it all? We only go around this crazy merry-go-round called life once, right? All right? That we know of, more or less? Okay.
Sure.
So why shouldn't we opt to try our best to have it all? Have it all!
Okay.
And why would you deny yourself the funnest time of your life? That's exactly what Eli Manning just did. Had it all laid at his feet. This big, stupid-looking Okie, Terry, wherever he's from. He looks like he's from Oklahoma. He could have had so much fun, so many wild, but in check so he doesn't rip up get himself embarrassed on all the front pages of magazines and all that kind of Lindsay Lohan crap. He could have had it all and had the funnest time of any man that ever lived on this planet's life. So what does he do? He runs out and gets married.
Well,
so he can become automatically a 40-year-old at age 26.
But and you're going to argue with me, but this is the funnest time right now for him, and he's sharing it with somebody who he wants to have fun with, and he wants to share it with.
He just said, basically, when he said I do, he said, you keep all that fun. I don't want it. how do you turn in your fun card?
Well,
how do you? Not that you can't have fun, Terry. I have a 1-year-old, I have a 3-year-old, and every day can be a lot of fun. There's no denying that. I'm not saying that I'm sitting around all miserable. No, it's a lot of fun to have kids. It's a lot of fun, the things they do, the things that come out of their mouth, the things that they bring home from preschool, all that crap. But I don't mean crap, Terry. It's a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, you're not a really good drawer. I don't even know what that is. That sucks.
It ain't the funnest time of your life. Maybe the best time, Terry. But have it all when you have a shot at it, would you? Or give it to someone else who knows how.
Do you, Eli Manning, choose to take a pass on the most fun time of your life?
Not just the most fun time of his life, but the funnest time in the history of a man's life he could have had.
I do.
Are you kidding? Walking around knowing that you just got your ring, your Super Bowl ring, and on top of that, you got the MVP status from the Super Bowl, and you went to Disney World on the commercials, and you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but who cares? Who they think you are because you tore it up on the biggest stage a person has ever played on, the highest rated Super Bowl, I think it was, Terry, in the history of sports.
By the way, the whole city of New York loves you.
And he pulls it out to get the city of New York, to win over the city of New York when they had hated you for all those years. So what does he do? He goes and marries his high school sweetheart. Are you freaking kidding me? Hand over your life to someone who knows what to do with it.
Wow.
Awful.
Maybe
so frustrating.
I understand, but...
So frustrating.
I get it. But I'm not a man.
Now, I see the first caller that's on the line that has called in saying, T-Man, isn't your wife in her 20s? Well, I'm not saying I condone the decision she made.
Right.
Girls think differently than guys, though. Girls don't kick it as much as guys do in their 20s.
Not necessarily.
With that said, I think this is a universal thing now. There's so much available to women in 2008, and I've said this a number of times, that it hasn't been available for most of the history of this world. Even in the past 10 years, there have been advances in the workplace, and especially over the past 20, 30 years, women could do so many things now that why would they want to rush into a marriage in their 20s? You can go out, you can tear it up, you can have the funnest time of your lives in your 20s. Don't turn in your fun card. There's plenty of time for everything. I'm not saying you have to be this. There comes a point where it becomes pathetic to be single. Everyone knows that. You got to give marriage a shot. You got to give a serious relationship a shot at the right time.
Come on, I have to.
But do it when it's right. There's plenty of time for everything. People who are 21 running out getting married. Eli Manning, who's got anything that he wants at his disposal. All these women ready to jump on him. Just VJ first.
But I understand, but don't...
He's turning in his fun card like that. Not that is what defines fun. I'm not saying this frivolous sexual acts is what defines fun, but it's all that is available to him. The freedom. A person has never had more freedom in this world than Eli Manning. So what does he do? He turns in his fun freedom card.
But understand that maybe, although it's all sounds well and good, maybe it is just not him.
Well, it's a damn shame that he's got that status then, and he did nothing with it. That's why I'm saying, wouldn't it be great if he could hand over that status to someone else who knows what to do with it?
Imagine him and Peyton out doubling up on chicks.
Well, didn't Peyton do the same thing? I mean, Peyton is like everywhere. Everybody loves Peyton. He's the advertiser's, dream come true.
American Express, DirecTV.
Come on.
You can't put on the TV without seeing a commercial with Peyton Manning in it. He's the all-American boy.
Right.
And he got married young, and this is the way they live, Terry, but they're living incorrectly.
He was like 25 when he got married.
Because you know what? If it's not at this moment, there's going to come a point in anyone's life, I don't care where you're from, we're going to think, man, I could have had maybe a little bit more fun before I had this beautiful life that I have right now. And I'm not denying that Peyton Manning's life probably isn't a beautiful a life to have. He probably has a very lovely wife and great kids or whatever he's got there, and that's wonderful. But there's a time and place for that, Terry. Don't turn in your fun card.
Well,
do it all.
So you think
do
maybe...
it all if you can. If you can, do it all.
What about Tom Brady then? Is he doing it all?
He's doing it all, man. Are you kidding?
He's got a girlfriend.
Right, but he's pounding he's knocking the bottom out of a supermodel, Terry, and if he ever decides to move on, he could do that in a second's notice. That's the way to do it.
She's not the only one, something tells me.
Yeah, but some would say that being just having a girlfriend in and of itself is, I mean, we've talked about it plenty of times, is kind of like being married.
No, because he owes her nothing. He owes her nothing, Terry. He's with Giselle, and he's knocking the stuffing out of her, and she's loving being with him, and I have no problems with what he's doing. He's doing it the way it should be done, Terry. He's got it all at his feet. He's aware of it. You can tell he's doing it in a very subtle fashion, but he's gone about it in a big-time way. He's dating supermodels. That's the way to do it. Eli Manning should be dating supermodels right now. I'm not saying you can't have a girlfriend. Have a supermodel girlfriend and go to the club with her and check out all the other girls that are looking at you while you're there.
As much as you hate him, Tony Romo's kind of living that life, right? A little bit?
Well,
Tony Romo's doing it right.
He's about to get hemmed up by her, though.
Tony Romo's doing it right. Jason Leinert's doing it right. What's his name? Matt Leinart. Matt Leinert's doing it right. I knew Jason didn't sound right. Matt Leinart is giving girl beer bongs and throwing it down.
Oh, that's right. Hanging out with Nick Lachey.
Hot tubbing with 20-year-olds.
Six girls in the hot tub and getting in trouble with his head coach and the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. You should be walking that fine line all the time. You should be called into the president of the Dallas Cowboys main office and told you got to cool it out a little bit. Hey, that's the kind of life you should be living.
Hey, my daughter's on the phone. What was her name again?
Yeah, right.
Now, I hate to be judgmental on everyone because not all rules apply
I don't think you hate
the same way to everyone. However, generally speaking, Eli Manning, generally speaking, this is the way you should go about it. You should have fun in your 20s, as much fun as you can suck out of your 20s.
Oh,
Trust
yeah.
me,
And that's just for everyone, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Suck as much fun as you can out of your 20s.
Yeah.
I definitely did that.
There's more
For
fun.
anyone who is not in their 20s yet who's listening to this program, take my advice. Don't rush into any marriage with any girlfriend or boyfriend that you're with. I don't care if you're in love with them as much as love gets. There's a love is not enough in this world. It has to be a combination of love and timing, and if the timing's off, it ain't right. Suck as much fun out of your 20s as you possibly can. And then in your 30s, when you feel right about it, and you meet someone that you feel like you can hang out with and it works, go for the marriage thing, and it could be the best time of your life. Hopefully it will be. And that's the way to get the most out of life. Not like Eli Manning not knowing what the hell's going on. Big dummy. Big dummy gets named Super Bowl MVP and it goes out and gets married.
And here are Mr. and Mrs. Eli Manning.
She wouldn't have waited around for him at 35, Terry?
Yeah.
Well,
easy.
If he wanted to marry her, if he's 26 now, if he didn't want to marry her until 33 and he told you, hey, I'll marry you, but I'm not ready, I want to just hang out a little bit, let's get back in touch when we're 31 and maybe I'll marry you at 33. You don't think she would have waited a little bit?
No, I don't think so.
Well,
I think she probably would have said, you know what, that's fine, I understand that, but, you know, I do need to move on.
And maybe that's the proper thing for her to have done in those circumstances. But that's a chance he would have had to have taken.
But see, that's the thing. Maybe he realizes that, I have access to as many women as I want just for fun, frivolous sex or whatever.
I'm not saying that's what it's all about,
fun,
Terry.
frivolous,
that's a big part of it.
Well, come on. What else?
Nice
just for company? Oh, just with someone to sit down and have a chit-chat with? I don't think so.
Go out, have fun, have the freedoms that are there and available to you and play it up to the hilt.
You can't get that with your high school or college sweetheart
not when you're married and you're starting
that should be your best friend that you love to hang out with and do things with.
Keep her as your best friend, and if she's truly your best friend, you can hang around and keep her nearby and go out and have fun, and she'll understand that this is the time in your life where fun is the primary concern. Isn't that the greatest time or what?
Sure, but again, he just, for him, that the best time and to celebrate the best time in his life and have fun with, she's the one. And
good.
He's
the best
good
time
with
in his
that.
life will be in his 30s. I'm saying, hold off on the best time of your life for your 30s, and then you can marry this high school sweetheart of yours if she's still in the picture. Chances are she won't be, and so be it. The timing didn't work out in your favor. End of story. You'll find someone else. Trust me. Sarah, you're on the air. Hello.
Hey, I just wanted to say I just turned 21 and I got proposed to and I broke up with his dummy butt because I'm 21. I don't need to be married.
I don't think you have to call him a dummy butt just because he proposed to you. I mean, he was doing it at the wrong time in his life, and you identified that, Sarah, and you realized it's time for you to have some fun in your life, right?
For sure.
But you don't have to call him names because he proposed to you, right?
Especially the harsh language, like dummy butt.
Yeah, no guy likes to be called a dummy butt.
Come on.
So I'm not saying that you did the wrong thing. Absolutely the opposite. I'm saying you did the right thing. You realize that getting married at 21 is nothing worse than an awkward kind of situation. Awkward states of being are just so unnecessarily awkward. And being married at 21 and waking up next to someone and realizing you're married at 21 has to be the most awkward feeling in the world.
I can imagine.
By the time your 20s are over, you should be ready to tap out. Like you're in a wrestling match. You just can't take anymore. I can't have one more night like this. That's how you should be in your 20s.
If only splitting up with someone when you got married at 21 was as simple as tapping out. Sarah.
Yes?
Look at you. You're a little independent woman, you. Where are you headed right now?
I am. I'm going to work.
What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Not the scrub wearer.
You go to a hospital or what?
Yes.
Which hospital?
Valley Med.
So you're very single right now?
I'm sorry?
You're officially single now that you broke up with this boyfriend, or are you
yes.
are you officially broken up because he had the audacity to propose to you, the dummy butt?
Mm-hmm. Officially, for sure.
And is he devastated? Is he dealing with it okay? Has he moved on?
I don't
fine?
talk to him anymore, so I don't know.
Wow.
Why would you after the bastard proposed to you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't get the animosity. I don't get the overall feeling of agitation you have because he proposed to you. I mean, yeah, he did it at the wrong time in both yours. But why are you holding it against him so harshly?
Because we were only dating for like 6 months, and I just think that was the stupidest thing he could have possibly done, and we could have worked out, but...
But even if it's the stupidest thing you've ever seen in your life, and even if it was really awkward and weird, why would you be so angry about it?
Yeah, that is kind of odd.
We had a discussion before about how I said I didn't want to get married.
Is there something missing here, Terry? Is there something she's not telling us?
I think so.
Is there something that if he was on the line, we'd be understanding that she's not revealing, like maybe he cheated on her, and that's really where her bitterness stems from here, Terry? What are you not telling us, Sarah?
It is odd to be really angry. How dare you jerk, for asking me. I mean,
for you to have
really ridiculous.
This much pent-up hostility because he proposed is a little bit peculiar. Can you tell us what we're missing here, Sarah?
No, it's just that we had a conversation maybe a week and a half earlier about how he wanted to get more serious, and I said, look, I just stopped dating other people. I'm not trying to get serious at all. That's the last thing I want to do right now. And then he thinks that would be a good idea to propose.
Well, screw you. Marry me.
What's that?
So he went against your wishes and proposed to you.
Yeah, that just kind of made me mad because what was the point? Not listening?
Oh, I know. Go against my wishes and still ask me to marry you?
You showed him, Sarah. He's now by himself. He's probably tailing you as we speak and charting your movements from minute to minute, and everything's going to be just fine, I'm sure. Okay, thank you for the call, and thank you for doing it right. The anti-Eli Manning way.
Yeah.
Do it the anti-Eli Manning way. Now, unfortunately, most of us won't have at our disposals all that Eli Manning had just available to him, Terry. I mean, I can't even understand what it's like to walk in a room. Everywhere you go. Super Bowl champion, ring on your finger. I think that gaudy ring would kind of be a little bit over the top to wear on a daily basis, but he can wear it, Terry.
You don't wear it for fashion.
No.
You're not wearing it because it goes with your outfit. And then on top of that, the most valuable player, the guy who pulled it out in the final minutes against the undefeated, unbeatable New England Patriots. Are you kidding me? And you go running out and say, I do!
Well, if you must...
Are you nuts?
If you must know, one of his hobbies includes collecting antiques in the off-season with his mother and wife, T-Man. So that says all you need to know about him.
Julia, you're on the air.
Collecting antiques.
What's up, dummy butt?
Yeah.
Yes, Julia.
T-Man, maybe Eli and wifey don't want to start having kids so late. Maybe they want to start now and not be an old-ass dad like you, T-Man.
Okay, well, listen, honey. You could call me old-ass dad till you're blue in the face. I had my kids in my early 30s, which if you consider old, that's fine with you. But I realize the evolution of this world is changing as we are advancing in years, and we are living longer lifespans than ever before. This is not like the 1800s, the 1600s, whatever, where people lived to an average age of 35. We are living to 75, and it's getting longer with every couple of years that passes by.
Oh, yeah.
So you think it's old to have kids in your 30s? You go have kids when you're 16 like Jamie Lynn Spears. You go do that, honey. And everyone else will do it right. This is a woman who's angry at me, Terry, because she had... Where'd she go, by the way? You still there?
No, she dropped off.
Oh, she said dummy butt. She said her little line, and she moved on with her day.
Right.
She insulted me, Terry, and wounded me so greatly by calling me an old dad because I had kids in my early 30s, and I'm going to reel from the pain. She's angry at me because she got knocked up at age 20, Terry, and has, unfortunately, no daddy to be found anywhere and lost out on a lot of freedoms, and she's taking it out on me, and that's okay. I could be used as your absorber of your animosity. Throw it at me!
Okay, throw. Oh.
Janet, you're on the air.
Hello, T-Man.
Yes, Janet.
Hi, I love you. I love your show, first of all.
I love you, baby. I love you so much.
I wanted to say that I got married when I was 18. I hope my husband's not listening because they're going through a divorce, but I am getting a divorce, and I'm so happy right now. It's the
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Janet. I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't be. I'm very happy right now.
How old are you now?
I'm turning 21 in August. I have a 2-year-old. He's going to be 2 in July, and it couldn't be better for me right now.
And you got your mom and dad or somebody, one of the two, in the picture to help you out with the baby now that you're going to be single, so you can go out a little bit and have a lot of fun, or what?
He pretty much turned my family against me. I was going out with one of my guy friends when he moved out. He left me when I was at work. I came home to nothing. So he left me, and then I was going out with a guy friend, and he came back and said, I only left because I thought you were going to come back to me, and it, blew up in his face, so now he wants to...
See what happens when you get married at an immature age, Terry? You not only have all these kinds of unnecessary problems, but this guy had the ability to turn her own family against her. Her own mom and dad were influenced by this guy. Are you kidding me?
So my family's pissed off at me for going out with this guy, and they.
So
think
when you turn 21, and all the clubs are calling your name, Janet, how are you going to be responsible to that 2-year-old who's not the one who was asking for any kind of difficulties in life here that has to be taken care of in a responsible way? I know you know this.
I know.
How are you going to take care of the child so you can go out and have fun?
Well, I work full-time. I work over 40 hours a week already. I take him to daycare when I have him, and the weekends I don't have him, I do go out and I have a good time. But when I have him, I don't go out, and I dedicate all my time to him and take him everywhere.
Well, all right, where are you from?
San Jose.
All right, well, it's going to be a red-hot summer in San Jose, and I'm telling you, you're going to be turning 21, you said, this summer, and the club's going to be calling you, and everything is going to be just torn up in big-time fashions all summer long, and I want to make sure you're a part of that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you'll take care of it. I'm not worried about you.
Oh, don't worry about me, T-Man. I can take care of it.
Yeah. We'll see you on the circuit. Thank you. Tanya, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Tanya.
Man, I just want to say that I totally agree with everything that you're saying about the marriage.
Of course you do!
Almost all of the time you're right. Terry can be over the top sometimes to the point where she annoys me, but in any case, I got married at 19.
Welcome to the club. Get in line.
I got married at 19. I'm 32 now. I'm a happily married woman. Don't get me wrong, but I do still have I think I go through a midlife crisis sometimes. I'm like, oh, my kids are getting older now, and I see them, like the stuff that I missed out on, they're able to do it because I was committed. I wasn't out doing the stuff that they're able to do now. So I totally agree with what you're saying.
People's mindsets, people haven't made adjustments to the changes in our expanded lifespans.
Yeah, I don't.
It's not like even 50 years ago when you weren't told that the average lifespan was 73 to 76 years of age. You got to make adjustments in your life.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying. But to address the issue about the 16-year-old, I got pregnant when I was 16 with my high school sweetheart. I raised my baby, and I graduated from college, and I'm married, and I have 4 kids now. So everybody that gets pregnant in high school, it's not always a tragedy. I mean, everything turned out.
No one's saying that's a tragedy. You did everything right. As it was put in. Thrown your way there, and sounds like you're very responsible and very grounded, and that's wonderful, and I thank you very much for the call. But do you want to get married at age 20, Terry, and be married to the same person, to be living day-to-day with the same person for 55 years?
She even admitted that she feels like she kind of missed out on something, so
right.
It's pretty big of her to admit that.
And I never said I disagree with you on that.
Carol, you're on the air. Carol disagrees. Carol. Yes, Carol.
She sounds young.
Hello?
Carol, are you there? Yes.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Yes.
Me?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, baby. What's
Hello?
up? Yes, Carol.
Can you hear me?
Imagine being married to her.
Hello?
Is this what you want to marry in your 20s?
Can you hear me?
You want to be coming home to this night after night?
Probably not. Let's divorce her now.
Where's the Tylenol PM? I'm taking the whole bottle.
Yeah.
And
can someone kick the stool, please?
Hello?
Alexis, you're on the air. Hello.
What's she doing?
Hi.
She's still saying it, by the way.
I think she wanted to, do it. She did. It said on the call screen that she wanted to disagree with me, but it sounded like she got scared to come on and actually have a little challenging moment. So she just went about. I think she knew that we were hearing her and she could hear us. She was just taking in that direction for whatever reason. I think she got a little scared. I think people get a little scared when they walk into the lion's den. They see the lion, Terry. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Alexis, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Hello, I'm on the air.
You're on the air, baby. What's up?
Okay, thank you. So pretty much what I have to say is that the football player guy, whatever, Eli, he is pretty much financially ready to get married. A lot of people in their 20s, some of them think they're in love, some of them really are, and they usually aren't ready to get married because they can't, move into a house together. They can't do a lot of things. But look at him. I mean...
Yeah, Eli has enough money for a house. We understand, yes. Are you sure?
Well...
but there has to be a little bit more in place to be ready to take on a marriage than being ready to buy a house. Eli Manning has probably been capable of buying a house for a number of years now, I would think.
Okay, not buying just a house, but actually having a family. A lot of people need money for that, and a lot of the times the timing isn't right because of that nowadays. It's not necessarily just because they're young and they want to have fun and want to do a whole bunch of stuff and go partying.
Well, timing shouldn't be translated strictly by money. Timing should be translated maybe in a small percentage by where you're at financially, but that's just a small part of figuring out where you're at in life.
Yeah, why can't you buy a house when you're 26 and have 65 girls come over on the weekends? Also a good time, right?
The fact that Eli Manning has money now and has the potential of making even more money just makes it that much more of a slam dunk, the greatest time of your life of a person's 20-year-old years than anyone could have ever had at their disposal. And what did he do? He passed on it. He turned in his freedom, his fun card in his 20s to go get married to his high school sweetheart. Big freaking dummy. There's everything wrong with that. Anyone who comes out and says there's nothing wrong with that, you're the one who's wrong.
No, I don't know about that.
First of all, you never marry your first love. Didn't your mom tell you that when she was tucking you in when you were 6 years old, Alexis?
Well, maybe he's had other girlfriends after that. Who says he hasn't? Maybe this is his true love, And
that's what. Yeah, I mean, and again,
you want to make excuses for a guy who's a big dummy. Go ahead.
For him, it's not dummy. It's just his makeup. It's his personality. It's the way he was raised, and he's happy.
Non-sophisticated unrelated dummy.
Who says he can't go out on a Friday night? Maybe you can bring her and, hang out
His
with...
wife says he can't. That's who says you can't go out on a Friday night. Your wife, if you're a married person, your wife is going to be wondering why you don't want to stay home with her on your free time when you have... The typical married guy doesn't get many free hours in a week. Let's be honest. He probably works. Forget Eli Manning. The guy who's married in his 20s probably works a 9-to-5 job. He probably has very limited free time. So if he chooses to go out on a Friday night, his wife starts, maybe not at that moment, but she starts gathering anger and animosity towards him. Why are you taking every free time chance you have and going out with your friends? Do you need that in your 20s? Oh, jeez. You need that?
Tough to turn your swimming pool into a spodie when your wife lives there.
Wow,
It's a tough one to pull off, right?
I'm up against a hard break.
Wow.
Well, I hope everyone takes this opportunity to start realizing that the T-Man, once again, 100% right, and starts coming to their senses. Eli Manning, a dumb simpleton, end of story.
The T-Man Show.
Swagger?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, Matthew. How are you, sir?
Great.
Where are you calling from, buddy?
I'm on a boat heading to school.
And today's not only Earth Day, but tell everyone in the listening audience what today is, Matthew W. Schwager.
Today is my 22nd birthday.
Wow.
It's his birthday, Terry.
It's his birthday?
All right.
He's 22.
22 years old, Terry. Our little baby's all grown up here, don't you know? Have you touched a boob yet, Schwager? What's the story with you in your life?
Let's see. I might be dating soon.
Might be
you
what?
might be dating soon.
Yep.
22 years old. Where are you at as far as experience with women from a physical standpoint, Matthew? Last we checked, at age 21, there really hasn't been anything of any kind as far as in the throes of any situations whatsoever. You hadn't touched a boob. You hadn't tongued a woman in the 21 years of your life. Is that now no longer the case? What's the story? Have you had any kind of... It's what?
It's still the case.
Still the case. Hasn't grazed by a boob, Terry?
No.
Hasn't tongue-kissed a woman?
I think if you sample a boob, I think you're going to like them. I found that I enjoy them.
Hasn't even had any kind of romantic embrace, Terry. Right. Of any kind in 22 years of life. What's that? You have?
Romantic embrace, yes.
Romantic embrace. We can check the box on romantic embrace, Terry.
With who? Not your mom.
Come on.
It's got a Captain
Not a little
Kirk
friendly Captain Kirk or just like two friends in the hallway of school hugging. Not like that. A romantic kind of embrace where your hands are running up and down a girl's back, stuff like that. Maybe down to her. No, didn't think so. But you're saying that you think 22 will be the age where you start dating. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
T-Man, I'm 22 and I'd like to touch a boob. Thank you.
Why do you feel that that's the case? Are you starting to come around to what we've told you, that maybe it's time to start, taking a little bit more risk, throwing it out there a little bit, and forcing the issue? Not that I'm suggesting truly forcing anything, but, forcing the issue, taking some chances. Are you agreeing with that or what?
I think it's about time I started doing something.
So he's...
Yes.
Yeah. Well, good.
But you truly have identified your sexuality as far as being realistic with yourself. You realize who you are and you feel like you are heterosexual. Is that correct?
Yes.
You don't feel any urges. You don't feel any attraction to men.
That is correct.
All right, because if you do, you shouldn't be hiding that. You should be realizing it and be proud and move on with your life. But you don't feel that way.
I said no, I like women only. That's it. Leave me alone.
You feel confident that you're not denying yourself your honest ways.
I'm sure of that.
But some people would say you've never sampled either, so how do you know?
Well, you just know even before you sample. You know what you're attracted to even if you haven't sampled.
I would go with that.
Yes. You don't walk by a good-looking man and get a half tank. You feel confident that the chances are you're not attracted to men.
That guy must work out. Maybe I'll give it a try.
All right. Well, Matthew, maybe 22 is your breakout year. Maybe this is going to be your year, Matthew W. Schwager, because heaven knows you certainly are due for one, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. What are you going to do today? Tonight?
22nd.
Huh?
He's going to school. What'd you say?
Oh, I said today's the 2nd, and I turned 22. Weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be your golden birthday.
Mm-hmm. All right, wonderful. Happy birthday, Matthew. Goodbye. Still as awkward as ever, Terry.
I know. I'm 22 and it's the 22nd.
Some lucky girl out there, Terry, is not realizing what's in store for her, that he's got her soulmate written all over him as far as her future's concerned. Isn't that lovely for her or what? Okay, maybe not.
Somebody woke up this morning going, that's my future man.
What else is going on in the world, please? What else is happening out there? I'm asking you, yes.
Lawmakers in Louisiana are mandating that urinal dividers...
Oh, and then before you get too carried away with yourself there, Terry, nothing involved, because I got Danielle on the line who's due to get married at age 21. Wow. She wants to talk about things. I got Vanessa waiting on the line. I got John. I got a lot of people that have been waiting a while. So give me a couple of quickies, and then we'll go back to the phones and see what people need to say. Go ahead.
Okay, back to the lawmakers in Louisiana mandating that urinal dividers in men's rooms be installed to protect people from little peepers and lurkers in there.
A lot of peepers in Louisiana? Well, I mean, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything wrong, as long as you don't prolong it, with trying to figure out where you stand in life by taking a quick peek over at somebody's situation when they're taking a quick squirt there. I mean, everyone does it. I mean, I like the dividers just because I don't like to feel like there's a potential of being splashed on, even if it's in the smallest little pea drop of ways. I mean, the likelihood is that the stalls, that the urinals are far enough apart that you're not going to get any kind of splashing happening. But I like the dividers for that reason, that it kind of blocks any potential splashing situation, because that's got to be the most grotesque thing in the world, right? If you're splashed on by some big stream guy or what? Yes, you understand? Okay, maybe not.
I'm not a guy.
It's not just for peeping, it's for physical purposes, too.
Sure.
They're saying in Louisiana that all stalls in their state are going to have dividers.
Sure.
All urinals are going to have dividers because they don't want people to feel like they're being peeped at.
Right, but also not only peepers are they just like looking for, how do I size up, but also the whole sexual predator type.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's prolonging their stare, I've told you this, it's like looking at the sun. If you look for more than a couple of seconds, that's just not right. You can't do that. You take a quick little glance and then you move your eyes along their way, Terry, that's fine. If someone takes a quick peek at me and understands where they stand in life, I feel bad for them, but I understand where they're coming from, that and a quick little, less than, the maximum is like 1.5 seconds. If you're looking more than 1.5 seconds, that becomes uncomfortable and unnecessary. And if they're doing that on a regular basis in Louisiana, then yes, dividers must be put up. But more so for any potential, I would think, splasher situations than peepers, because I think people keep themselves in check, and they know not to stare at someone for a prolonged period of time in a men's room.
It's bigger than mine.
People are staring that long?
I guess
That's the big problem.
Long.
I don't know.
But like I said, it's also not just staring, but it is also for the whole sexual deviant predator type.
I see. In this equal equality world, Terry, shouldn't they find a way to put urinals in the women's rooms by now?
No.
I mean, maybe build them into the floor or something.
Build them into the floor.
Why should a men's room have something that a women's room doesn't, Terry? Shouldn't if there was a female urinal that somebody invented, wouldn't you be interested in trying it out?
Not really.
A little bit more quick and go kind of thing, a little bit more go and and move on with your day, as opposed to having to wipe down a toilet seat and putting on a seat cover, because you don't sit down in a public restroom without a seat cover, do you?
No.
All right, so isn't that a whole project, and going to the bathroom just to take a quick little piss there, Terry? I mean, you got to wipe, because I become a men's room attendant. I'm a very big germaphobe, and when I go to a men's room and I actually have to lay down to do this, first of all, I do everything I can to try to get home, but if I can't make it, I've learned the hard way story that I'm not going to push the issue anymore. You've heard my Vegas story. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. So I learned that as much as I am a germaphobe, there is a time and place where you have to resign and surrender and go to a public restroom and lay down a dictionary. So when those situations happen, I take a wad of toilet paper and have to scour down the seat. Then I put down the seat cover. It's a whole project. So I'm assuming women do something, maybe not as hardcore as I'll do the whole process, but it becomes a whole situation just to go pee, right? So if they invented the woman's urinal.
But the thing is that it's well worth it to go ahead and do that, because I would much rather not have to deal with the other, this is just
people staring at you?
Well, no, the splash and all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah,
do you want them? What if it's a splash screen? Do you want them to get into the Do you want them to get into the laboratories, no pun intended, of the world and start working on an invention for a woman's urinal? Would you be happy about reading maybe that some scientists are working on putting together the proper constructed female urinal to go into the ladies' room? Yes or no? Or would you?
I'm not really.
Would you be thinking this is unnecessary? I'm not interested. Yeah. And speaking for all women, I don't think they need to waste their time.
I don't think, Speaking for all women, I don't think they need to waste their time. Again, remember, you guys have a much better control than we do.
Jerry, women are on the go now more than ever. Again, no pun intended. And I think women's time is as precious as any man's. And I think it's, as I said, much more of a process to just go little pee-pee in the ladies' room than it is for a man who just unzips and just, it's like a maximum of 15 seconds, really, and quick wash of your hands and you're gone, and hopefully. And if they could invent a women's way of doing that, wouldn't you be interested in at least seeing what they come up with, or what?
No.
No.
Because, truly,
the way things are.
Public bathrooms, just in general, whether it be men's or women's, are not the cleanest, like you said, not the cleanest environment. So already, and we already know, men's urinals are just even nastier. So imagine women's.
Grossest place on the planet.
Right. So why gross up the women's bathroom? Even more. It's already not the best situations, but it's better than a men's room.
No matter what kind of invention they come up with for the female urinal, it's just going to downgrade the standards of the women's room, and you're not okay with that.
Right.
So anybody who's got on their mind an idea for an invention about a female urinal, even if they say, hey, it's splash-free, and it's convenient, and it's a lot less of a process, and it's quicker, and you'll move on with your day that much more conveniently, you're not interested.
Right.
All right, I don't know if
really, if we wanted to urinal that bad, hey, we'll just go right on into the men's room. I mean,
yeah, but that's on the wall. That's on the wall. This is built into I'm telling you, this is built into the floor, Terry. You just, get the catcher stance or something.
Good. I think actually, and quite honestly, I think a lot of ladies are pretty good at the catcher stance over a toilet.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
You ready to move on?
Who was the last person that ever contracted a disease from a toilet seat and died? I would love to know the study on that.
So are you saying that you don't lay down a seat cover? Is that what we're getting from this comment?
I couldn't care any less. I'm the biggest non-germaphobe ever.
You don't lay down a seat cover when you go into a public restroom?
In fact, I welcome sprinkles on the seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. I look. I may wipe it down, but I don't go out of my way to put a seat cover down.
Wow.
So let's find some medical studies on how many people have died from toilet seat
Nobody. Doesn't mean you have to lay in somebody's leftover residue there.
Okay, how about gotten sick, not died?
You got to lay down a seat cover. There's just no two ways about it. You can't go into a public restroom and not lay down a seat cover. You're going there and you're not laying down seat covers?
I used to, and I was like, whatever. What am I?
Good for you, I
guess. What
else, Terry? What else is happening besides dividers mandatory in the Louisiana men's rooms?
Well, according
You're talking about dividers. You're not talking about true out-and-out stalls, right? You're just talking about the dividing the partition that goes between the urinals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about some of these old arenas and ballparks that still have the big sink that you pee in? It's not even like a specific urinal. You just have guys peeing into this. And they're going by the wayside more and more as these new ballparks are being built. But they used to have these, big silver sinks.
The trough.
Yeah.
A trough.
And every man could just pile on their pee as one and...
Yeah, you want some backsplash. There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
10 guys all hitting the same thing. Not good.
Yes. In between innings?
After 7 large beers?
You don't want to miss Barry Bonds at bat. You just pile it in there and... Yes. I'm sure many people missed that. Okay, what else? One more quickie. What do you have?
I didn't realize this, but according to a recent survey, it takes parents, 45 hours. 45 hours just to pick out their child's name, their baby's name.
Baby name selections?
Yeah, 45 hours.
Are on the average a 45-hour process.
Yes.
So that's just about 2 days of your life that you'll never get back in selecting the right name for your child.
Yes.
Now, how big of an issue do you think naming your child is? Do you think it affects their overall life? That if you give them a name that... let's say you're choosing between 2 or 3 names, and you choose one over the other. Do you think the outcome of their life may actually be affected by the name you give them, or they're pretty much going to be living the same exact life if you name them Ricardo or Pierpont? What do you think?
I actually think, their name kind of does reflect a little bit of their outcome. A little bit. Not a whole lot, but I think it does play a role.
Shakespeare, Terry, who was a pretty wise man of his day. Maybe you heard of him, Terry.
Yeah, very
once
creative
once quoted as saying, "What's in a name?" Meaning that it doesn't mean a damn thing. A name is a non-issue. It has no effect on anything or anyone. And here you are, Terry Free, hundreds of years after Shakespeare so wisely said, "What's in a name?" Terry's saying there is value in a name, and it will affect a person's life.
Yes. In some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I do believe that.
Which kid's getting beat up at school, Roland or Jack?
Right.
Come on.
By the way,
it does matter for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
That is, and it's bizarre.
Rowan's getting his ass kicked.
Or Thor or Jack.
If Rowan's mom inserted him in karate classes at age 5, and Rowan starts, working out and getting himself in shape at age 16, he ain't going to be picked on by the other seniors in high school. I don't care what his name is.
If. That's a lot of ifs, though. If you become a black belt, you won't get picked on.
Well, I don't think
normal
kids
going to school.
I don't think people get picked on because of their names. People get picked on because of the aura, their personality traits. People get picked on for certain reasons. May or may not be fair, usually not. I don't think it has anything to do with their names.
I think that name kind of helps with the aura, though, don't you think? Their overall personality?
I think in some ways it does. A lot of people, I think...
You're overanalyzing the importance of a name. I don't think there's anything that gets conjured up due to a name, but let's move on to Doo-Doo Brown. You're on the air, Doo-Doo. Yes, hi.
Hey, what's up, man? I wanted to talk about the whole using the bathroom thing in public.
I'm sure this is what is on his birth certificate, Terry. I just thought it was fitting to move on to Doo-Doo Brown. Yes, Doo-Doo, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I feel the same way. I cannot go do number 2 in the public bathroom at all.
Well, I have now decided that in absolute emergencies, yes, you have to realize that you have no choice, because I don't know if you heard the story that I once told, but I found out the hard way that there is times that you have to surrender and give yourself over to the public restroom.
That's like dire
straight situation, yes. Mm-hmm. I understand where you come from. Let me move on to Danielle real quick. Danielle, what do you got? Danielle's getting married, Terry.
Mm-hmm.
Danielle, can you hear me? Danielle? Hello? Yes, Danielle.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Well, I was going to say, I'm 21, and my boyfriend's 28, and we're getting married soon, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I mean...
Well, you wouldn't know unless you actually went through it and saw what your 20s had to offer you. You wouldn't be able to know what your 20s would be like unless you lived it and realized what it was like. You wouldn't be able to evaluate it until it was really over. So you could say to your blue in the face...
Guys I don't know trying to grope me. I'd rather be...
So you think that's what your 20s is all about? She thinks her 20s is about just going out and having guys grope on her, Terry.
Yeah, that's only 25%, right, Tima?
That's what it's about. I mean, what else would you live for? You can go on vacation with your boyfriend or your husband and spend those special times with him.
And you can go on vacations with your husband in your 30s, and you can have this marital life and with an overwhelming amount of responsibility that's tied to it when you get older, Danielle. But to be 21, hey, I'm not going to talk you out of what you have planned.
Of course
I think you shouldn't do it. but I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to do it. You want to do it, you go ahead. You want to be the equivalent to Eli Manning for whatever reason, you go. You sound cute enough to me. Unless you're just someone who feels like you have no options, you got no interest from anyone out there, and you're not going to have a fun 20-year-olds, 20s. You're not going to have fun in your 20s, and that's fine. 20s should be your fun years.
My other friends, so.
Your 20s should be your fun years. And I'm sorry to say, marriage is a great thing when it's right as far as the timing and everything else that needs to be in place. And it could be the best years of your life. Hopefully it will be if you get it done at the right time. But your 20s are your fun years. And even though marriage and family could be your best years of your life and should be, it's not your funnest years.
Well, that's what you think. But you guys have a good morning.
Wow. Okay.
Big dummy.
Well, big dummy. She's fine, though, according to her.
No, I think she's a big dummy. Big mousy dummy.
Big mousy dummy.
You mousy type should get married in your 20s. Got nothing else going on.
Oh, wow.
Is she going to have a conversation or not? Can we talk about it or no? No, I'm just going to move on. Man, my boyfriend.
The minute she doesn't, like what she hears, she's out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, whatever you said. See ya.
Because I have a feeling she's probably pretty hot, Terry. And she's not only depriving herself, but she's depriving a lot of guys out there and all the fun they could have had with her.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone sees, oh, well, you're talking about all these risky fun. No, it doesn't have to be just completely seedy and frivolous sexual years. That's not what I'm necessarily talking about, Terry. I mean, there could be some kind of aspect of that, all done in moderation, but it's all about making sure you experience as much as you can while you can, and it's appropriate. She's going to get married at 21. The likelihood is, unfortunately, given the statistics, Terry, I'm not trying to sound cynical, but the likelihood is she'll be divorced by her late 20s. She'll try to cram in all these fun years that she should have had in her 20s and her 30s. It's going to look really awkward. She's going to be called cougars by all these 21-year-olds then at that time, and she's going to realize I was right.
Great cougar skit on Saturday Night Live, by the way, last week. Hilarious.
She could find out the hard way. Women don't realize. I see it. If I was a woman in my mid to late 30s, if I was a woman in my 40s, being called a cougar, I would see that. I would be embarrassed to be called that. That's an embarrassing label.
The cougar label?
Yes, the cougar label, no woman should be happy and proud to be labeled as a cougar. A cougar is a woman who obviously hasn't had things going so well in her social life, that she's actually actively out on the social scene, going into clubs and hitting on younger guys. And yeah, fine. There's nothing necessarily wrong with an older woman with a younger guy these days, Terry. That's a very modern situation. But to be the cougar type that's out there and basically what's implied there is preying on younger guys, and women out there are actually proud of that label now because it's become so mainstream. You shouldn't be proud of being called a cougar. You should be embarrassed. People have to know when they should be embarrassed in life. And I'll guarantee you Danielle will have a lot of years waiting in the wings where she can be embarrassed of who she is, Terry. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm rooting for her, believe it or not, even though it probably sounds like I'm not, just so because people out there want to think that I will turn out to be so right that I'm rooting against her. No, I'm rooting for her. I want to be wrong.
Okay.
I want to be wrong. I want her to have a happy marital life. Even though if she has the happiest marriage in the history of the world, she's still going to miss out on a lot of fun, Terry.
Well,
you can have it all is what I'm saying. Why not have it all? Why can't she have her great marriage when she's more ready to be responsible? One of the best parts of your 20s is you don't have to have this overwhelming level of responsibility. You can go out and have fun and have very limited responsibilities. Right. Do it that way, please. Do yourself a favor.
Wow. Okay.
I take your advice at the Chinese buffet normally. A little kung pao, a general I'm going to have it all.
Mm-hmm. Look to the Chinese buffet.
Didn't Confucius once say that?
Look to the Chinese buffet for all the answers of your life that are just staring you to the in the face, that are so simple to figure out, and yet people can't get it done. So Danielle's going to go run off and get married at 21. Go ahead! Sounds to me like you're ready. Big dummy. I hate to call her a big dummy, Terry, but I can't help it.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta go. Is that your answers? I mean, nowhere to run when you're squared off at age 23 in a bad marriage and coming home to the same living environment. I mean, she's got to live with this guy for the rest of her life. Does she know that? I mean, that's the goal. Yes. If everything goes right, if everything breaks correctly, if everything turns out perfect for her, she's got to live with this guy for the next 60 years.
Right.
That's the best case scenario.
Right.
Does that sound really good to you?
Yeah, I'm in. What a deal.
Well, some people are very happy when they reach 60 years with the same old person. They sit there and on their porch rocking away or whatever they're doing and happy as clams.
Those people got married in their in 1940, Terry.
No, I understand that. I do understand
the people celebrating their 60-year wedding anniversaries got married in the 1940s when women weren't allowed to work and vote.
Right,
this is a different era we're living in.
I agree, yes.
Does Danielle realize she's allowed to vote? Does Danielle realize she's allowed to go out there and make a life for herself, a life where she can earn her own money? Does she realize that that's the case?
Maybe not. Or maybe she feels she's doing just fine, like she said.
Or her grandma who doesn't realize what's going on in the world, pressure her to get married at 21 because she found a guy that actually treats her well. There'll be a lot of guys out there that treat you well. Don't sell yourself short, ladies.
Right.
Big stupids.
Stupid.
1-866-663 T-Man. I just want the best for everyone, Terry.
I know you do.
All right.
Yes.
And if
want
Eli
everyone to have it all.
Figure it out. That's right. Why shouldn't everyone have it all?
And quite honestly, that's what everybody's trying to be able to do. But for some people, it's just a little bit more difficult to try and have it all.
Yeah, it's like the soft serve machine. There's vanilla and chocolate. Well, if you go in the middle, it combines both of them.
Right.
That's having it all.
Yeah.
And even though people don't realize, and someday we'll work on this, Terry, that marriage isn't for everyone, there's nothing in this world that's for everyone, right? We're a whole bunch of diverse, different, complex type of people, right?
Yes.
Well, everyone wants to get married. And then they realize, well, it didn't work at this time, I'll do it the next time. Oh, it didn't work out that time, I'll do it another time. Some people have to realize that marriage, we'll work on that at another time, Terry.
Okay.
Marriage isn't for everyone, and people just feel like it is. And someday in the future, we'll work on that. But this is more just simple to try to get people to understand. I hate to be so serious this morning, but Eli Manning started this, Terry.
It's his fault.
If he can't figure out how to live his life, turn over the keys to someone who does. John, you're on the air. San Mateo, hello.
Hey, T-Man. Eli Manning's a complete idiot because think about this. How are you the starting quarterback for New York, the mecca, if you will, of media in the world, and we don't see his face anywhere since the Super Bowl? And if that's, I mean, if he can't parlay that into, some Gatorade commercials or Nike or whatever, of course he's going to get married at 24, 22, whatever.
26.
He doesn't know what he's doing. So
He's going to get his endorsements. You'll see him in the next couple of months and over the next year in a lot of commercials. But that doesn't mean that he couldn't have had a lot of fun with all the things at his disposal out there that is offered to him and really nobody else. He's got himself on his own personal level right now. And what does he do? He goes and marries the high school sweetheart. I'm not talking about this anymore, Terry.
Okay.
Because even though I'm very happy, I did everything perfect. I had my spree, I had my fun in my 20s, and now I'm having the best time of my life in my 30s, married with 2 young kids, and that's the way it should be. And I wish that for everyone.
Right.
It still frustrates me that people can't figure this out.
By the way,
so I'm not going on with it, Terry.
Okay.
If
I'm done with it, and you're going to change the subject.
Okay.
What's that?
Oh, if the guy was worried about his endorsements, he is a spokesman for Citizen Watches, Toyota of New Jersey, and Reebok, so he's doing okay.
He's starting to have him pile on, yes. He's going to get his endorsements. You don't have to worry about that. But just unable to figure out how to get things done overall. What a shame.
The T-Man Show.
Yes, T-Man.
You promised me something on your pile that would completely change the subject. What do you have? Give me something good. What do you got?
How about an article for you this morning?
All right. I don't know how much time we have, but if you have an interesting article, maybe we'll make the time. One of your magazines is open, and one of your little female magazines has an important article that needs to be discussed. Is that right?
Sure.
Do you want to share with us the magazine that this particular... I know you're backlogged for many months, so I'm not going to ask you what month it is, because for all we know, it could be 2004. But what magazine does this article come from, Terry?
It's actually from iVillage, which is a website that I got a couple months back still, because I always...
Oh, jeez. All right, never mind. What's the title of the article?
It is entitled 5 Myths About Cheating.
5 myths?
5 myths.
There are myths out there, so many that they actually number 5. There are 5 glaring, are they glaring, Terry? Myths that people think are the truth about cheating, but couldn't be further from the truth, more or less. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, well, yeah.
What myths? Let me see if I can figure out what myths they are referring to as when it pertains to cheating. You're talking about like boyfriend-girlfriend cheating or husband and wife cheating?
I think it's just all the way around.
2 different kinds of cheating, Terry. The level of cheating between a boyfriend and girlfriend is not as serious as a husband and wife. I think you'd probably agree with that, right or wrong?
No, I think cheating across the board is cheating.
Fine, cheating is cheating. If you want to say that blanket statement, wonderful. But if you are a married person and you cheat, you going to tell me it's not a more serious violation than if you're a boyfriend and girlfriend and you cheat on each other, or what?
Well, obviously, when you're married, it tends to be a little bit more serious. However, I think when you are... Okay.
Myths on cheating. Let's see here. Well, I mean, like, that it would be wrong. Myth.
Yeah.
That I'll feel guilty.
Oh, jeez.
A big old myth.
Couldn't be any more guilt-free.
And that it may not feel good. I couldn't feel better.
Wow.
You want a guilty guy? You got the wrong guy.
My wife will care. I couldn't be further from the truth. Any of those myths, Terry, that I just came up with, make your list of 5. Any of those that just narrowed down in number, the 5 myths that you have there, or no?
No.
Oh, geez. Well, why don't you start with number 1? Is number 1 more important than number 5? Is it go in order, or are they all equally as big a myth as the next one?
As big a myth as the next one, but they do number it, so it's...
All right. Well, if they didn't, you could have numbered it yourself, I'm sure.
Right.
Why don't you go with the first myth out of the 5 that people aren't aware of as it pertains to cheating?
All right.
Myth number 1.
Men cheat more than women do.
Cheating whores out there.
Wow. Well,
of course, I'm talking about both genders, Terry. Cheating whores. Probably equally distributed. If not, you're saying more women cheat than men, or what?
No, pretty much equally distributed. However, women actually...
Do it all the time, Terry.
Women are more likely to get away with it than men.
Hold on, I'm calling my wife, see what she's at, Terry.
Yeah.
Never know these days. Women very calculating, very short attention span now more than ever. Because I didn't, give her, an orgasm for, 17 sessions.
Yeah.
I haven't given her the big O for, 4 years. She's go run out and cheat on me. Whatever happened to patience?
Wow.
So just as many women cheat as men.
Yes.
That's what we are to understand. It's a myth that men are these skeezer, cheating bastards.
Right.
When in reality, women are running out on their men just as much as men are.
Right.
Very unsettling to hear, Terry.
But like I said, and even more unsettling, is the fact that women do get away with it more often than men do.
Women get away. Oh, we all knew that.
Yeah.
We all knew that, and that's not a surprise to anyone.
They are.
But we're surprised. I bet men are surprised to hear that women are cheating, according to these statistics, as much as women. Us men got to step it up.
Oh, wow.
Us men got to reapply ourselves. Us men have to reestablish the dominance in the cheating world.
It's not what that means, by the way.
I think that's what that means, Terry. I don't like to live in a world. I don't want to live in a world where women are cheating as much as men. So obviously women aren't going to stop because they can't control the sensations of their VJs, Terry. So, and their needs, their hormonal, emotional needs, and their physical, sensational needs that must be satisfied, and they can't wait another moment, and the guy who just helped them pick out a melon in the produce section is good to go, so, hubby's not around, or the boyfriend's not around, so let's race off to the Red Roof Inn. I mean, women are doing all kinds of things, Terry.
I understand that.
All you got to do is put in the search box of boysfood.com. All you got to do is put cheating wives. Oh, you'll get pages of it. And that's the real world before your very eyes. So, as I said, us men need to step it up.
Yeah, right.
We have obviously gotten a little complacent, and we need to reapply and reestablish ourselves as the dominant cheater species of the world.
Yeah,
this is unsettling news to hear that women have crept up, and we didn't even realize they were creeping up behind us, and now they've, tied us in cheating numbers. That is not right. Do you like living in a world where women equal the number of cheaters as far as men, Terry?
Well,
you like living in this world?
You know that I'm not a big cheater fan. So, regardless, I think it's kind of a sad situation that both genders are equal in their distribution of infidelity.
Mm-hmm. Terry's not a fan.
I mean, I understand that
Terry
cheating goes on. I understand that people cheat because they want to.
You don't carry around the big cheater foam finger, Terry?
No. Cheating number one. Go, cheaters. Woo. No.
You don't have the pennant?
No,
Hung up in your bedroom?
No.
All right, each his own. Okay, you still have 4 more myths on cheating.
I do.
And I'm up against a hard break already, Terry. That's how far behind we've fallen this morning.
Jeez.
So, you'll hang on. The article's going nowhere, right?
No, not that I know of.
Men can take this break, having myth number 1 sink on in, and figure out strategies on how we can reestablish our dominance in the cheating world, because despite what Terry says about not being a fan, I don't say that I'm not rooting for the numbers to decrease, Terry. If the numbers decreased, I'd be fine with that, I guess, but I still want men to dominate the cheating world. It ain't right. It ain't right. And since women can't control themselves, even though the cheating numbers may go up, Terry, men's got to reestablish who's boss in the cheating world. But I guess men have to cheat with somebody, Terry. Doesn't it make sense? If men are going to be cheating, they got to cheat with someone? Oh, well,
right.
I guess the person they could be with may not be with anyone, so that wouldn't make them a cheater, right?
Huh?
Okay, I
don't get it.
Anyway.
So does my wife like it or not? I need to know that. Can I do it or not?
I have a feeling your wife wouldn't like it if you were a cheater. Yeah, so you may not want to return that text page that just rolled in the past 10 seconds and 10 seconds before that.
You mean the 1 229 shot? Okay, I won't.
Yeah, that one.
The T-Man Show.